I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life, a real Mars is nothing left. Cause I've been brassing and laughing so long that even my mama thinks that my mind is gone. But I ain't never cost a man that didn't deserve it. Be treated like a punk, you know that's unheard of. You better watch how you're talking and where you're walking, or you and your homies might be lying and junk. I really hate the joke, but I gotta love. As they cope, I see myself in the pistol smoke pools. I'm the kind of G that let the homies wanna be like on my knees in the night, saying prayers in the sheet line.
Been spending most our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Been spending most our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Been spending most our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Been spending most our lives living in the gangster's paradise.
Took out the situation and they got me facing. I can't ever know it. I was raised by the shit, so I gotta be there with the little team. Too much Stella bitch and watch it got me chasing jeans. I'm an educated fool with money on my mind. Got my tin in my hand and the cream in my eye. I'm for loped out cakes to set, chip and bacon. And my homies is down, so don't arouse my acres. Fool, that bang like nothing but a heartbeat away. I'm there but like do it down. What can I say? I'm 23 now, but will I let the see 24 the way they just going? I don't know.
Tell me why are we so blind to see that the one we hurt are you and me? Been spending most our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Been spending most our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Been spending most our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Been spending most our lives living in the gangster's paradise.
Power at them buddy, bunny in the flower. Been it after me, power after hour. Everybody's ready, but I may look at this going on in the kitchen. But I don't know what's shaking. They say I got the learn, but nobody's here to teach me. If they can't understand it, how can they teach me? I guess they can't, I guess they won't, I guess they fuck. That's why I don't want like designers on fool.
Been spending most our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Been spending most our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Been spending most our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Been spending most our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Tell me why are we so blind to see that the one we hurt are you and me? Tell me why are we so blind to see that the one we hurt are you and me?
As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life, a real Mars is nothing left. Cause I've been brassing and laughing so long that even my mama thinks that my mind is gone. But I ain't never cost a man that didn't deserve it. Be treated like a punk, you know that's unheard of. You better watch how you're talking and where you're walking, or you and your homies might be lying and junk. I really hate the joke, but I gotta love. As they cope, I see myself in the pistol smoke pools. I'm the kind of G that let the homies wanna be like on my knees in the night, saying prayers in the sheet line.
Been spending most our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Been spending most our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Been spending most our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Been spending most our lives living in the gangster's
situation and they got me facing. I can't let her know, boo. I was raised by the shit, so I gotta be there with the little team. Too much Stella bitch and watch it got me chasing jeans. I'm an educated fool with money on my mind. Got my tin in my hand and the cream in my eye. I'm for loped out cakes to set, chip and bacon. And my homies is down, so don't arouse my acres. Fool, that ain't like nothing but a heartbeat away. I'm there but like through Italian, but can I shake? I'm 23 now, but will I let the seat 24 the way they just going? I don't know.
Tell me why are we so blind to see that the one we hurt are you and me? Been spending most our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Been spending most our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Been spending most our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Been spending most our lives living in the gangster's paradise.
Power at the muddy, bunny in the flower. Bennett after me, power after hour. Everybody's ready, but I may look at this going on in the kitchen, but I don't know what's chicken. They say I got the learn, but nobody's here to teach me. If they can't understand it, how can they teach me? I guess they can't, I guess they won't, I guess they fuck. That's why I throw my life designers up, fool.
Been spending most our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Been spending most our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Been spending most our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Been spending most our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Tell me why are we so blind to see that the one we hurt are you and me? Tell me why are we so blind to see that the one we hurt are you and me?
Yo, what's good, YouTube? What's good? What's good? What's good? It's your boy, Hustler and Muscular, also known as HNM, ready to drop some more gems because I'll be stomping harder than a pair of gems. Yeah. How's everybody doing out there tonight? How is everybody doing? Before we get started, I just want to say make sure you like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Look your boy up on Instagram. And a few donations here and there of my Cash App will greatly be appreciated. Yeah. Shout out to whoever's in the comments listening in the I can't talk today. Shout out to anyone who's listening in the clouds. Appreciate that. Anybody that comes on my panel, make sure you respect my golden rule. Keep the foul language at a minimal. Keep all foul language and nasty words at a minimal. I would say no cursing or foul language, but since I have a habit of doing it myself, I can't even say it. So that's my golden rule. Keep all the foul language at a minimum. Again, like, comment, subscribe to your boy. Here's my Instagram and here's my Cash App. All right. Now let's get into today's topic. Today's topic, are hoes winning? Are 304s actually winning in our society? That's a pretty interesting question, because ever since 304 culture has been pushed to the forefront for the last, I don't know, few decades, few years or whatever, it kind of begs the question, if 304 culture is the new world order of dating, is it truly going to win in the end? Now, some people might say 304s are winning, because I've had conversations with people about this in the past, and they say that 304s, they believe 304s are winning. Why? Because they're the ones getting the girlfriend and the wifey treatments. They're the ones getting all the traditional treatments without being traditional women themselves. They're the ones marrying these so-called traditional men, even though the women themselves are not traditional. Kind of like what Cardi B said in one of her old songs. She don't cook, she don't clean, but let me tell you, she got that ring. She don't cook, she don't clean, but let her tell you, she still got a ring. Yeah, what a message to be sending to the youth. That's quite the message to be sending. So you don't want to be a traditional woman, but yet you expect a man to be traditional. You don't want to be a traditional woman, but yet somehow you're still getting the benefits of being treated like a traditional. The price ain't right. The price ain't right. It just ain't. But so yeah, some people say 304s might be winning out there. I mean, they're the ones getting married, even though they clearly want to be for the streets. They're in it for convenience. They're in it just so they can have a man by their side to pay all the bills while she go out there and do whatever the fuck she want to do. I mean, these are the same females who ran the streets when they were young, but as they get older, they realize that, oh, their time is going to come eventually. So they need to lock down that good man and try to reap the benefits of being with said good man. And yeah, some of them actually have husbands. So maybe that's why they feel like they're winning. Yes, they ran the streets, but you still got men trying to marry these women. And people have said in the past, yes, it's women out here who basically want to be for the streets, want to be loose goose, loonier than Bullwinkle Moose, and they still want to run the fucking streets. And even if they're not running the streets per se, they're out here living a single lifestyle while still being committed to one person. Meaning they're in a relationship when they're with their men, but when they get out in public or whatever, or away from their man, they want to act like they're still single. No loyalty whatsoever. Having work husbands or whatever, work boyfriends or whatever. Yep, that can happen. So yeah, not every woman out here who's married or in a relationship is a good woman. If your wife is a reformed 304, don't expect her to stick around for too long. I'm gonna tell you that right now, fellas. If the chick you're dating right now is a reformed 304, best believe she is not gonna stay with you for too damn long. I can tell you that right now. So don't even waste your time trying to buy into that nonsense. Yeah. And it's a real crash shame because now, granted, are there some good women out here who are getting married to good men? I'm going to say yes, they are. There are some good traditional minded women out here who are also getting wifed up. But the thing is, it's happening in very small numbers. And not only is it happening in small numbers where you got less married women and more single baby mamas running around out here, like I talked about in my last stream, where it's more single parent households and two parent households. Nowadays, marriages no longer hold the same level of secrecy that it once held. In other words, if you're a married woman who prefers not to subscribe to 304 culture, people gonna look at you like something is wrong. That's just how much this stuff has been pushed. I've spoken with married women in the past, and they tell me sometimes that they get shamed because they like to cook and clean for their husbands, mainly on social media. They will say things like, let your husband get his own food. Don't let your husband control you. Don't let your husband tell you what to do. Now, I understand when you're doing all the right things, you're going to have haters out there. There's just no getting around that. But still, when I look around and I notice that marriage no longer has the secrecy it once had, it kind of makes me wonder, why is life like this? Why are marriages no longer held to the highest regard like they did back in the day? And why is it way more women? And why do you have women who want to be for the streets suddenly becoming wives out of nowhere? I mean, they'll marry their husband, be with them for like a couple years, and then divorce him, thinking they can do better, or they'll cheat on him because they feel like a better opportunity came along. Look at Tia Mara when she divorced her husband. Now she regrets it. Tyree Gibson's ex-wife, Samantha Lee, now she regrets divorcing him. It'll make a lot of sense for y'all loose women to get into these marriages, want to be in relationships, but then you want to leave your husband because you feel like something better is out there, and that better opportunity don't come. Now you're looking back with some level of regrets. That's mind-boggling. So it kind of makes you wonder, are 304s really winning out here? They're the ones getting treated like they're the ones getting the treatments that the traditional women who don't run the streets are getting. So that's why people feel like they're winning. They're the ones getting married while still being hoes on the streets. They're the ones that's got men. And some people might argue that 304 culture is winning because these 304s are the main ones that get male attention. Think of it like this. Think about this scenario. You got one woman who's an all-around good girl, shy, conservative, doesn't knows how to talk to guys, but is not in any hurry to want to get a relationship going, doesn't do a lot of flirting. Then you have the other woman who's basically a sexual bombshell who has little to no problem expressing sexual interest in a man. She's basically for the streets, and she got a body count of some type compared to the last woman. Some people may think in situations like that, where you got an all-around good girl that wants to be for one man and an all-around bad girl that wants to be for everybody, the bad girl is the one taking all the men. The bad girl is the one getting all this sexual attention, while the good girls are left with nothing to work with. It's kind of like with us men, how the Pookies and Ray Rays are getting all the women that we more or less find attractive and wanted at some point. But now we're not left with much of anything. because sometimes these good girls will deal with a bad guy and then get fucked over later. The same way good guys deal with bad girls and get fucked over later. So these bad girls, these 304s, are taking the decent men who want relationships, and they're being used just for sexual conveniences. So that's probably why people feel like 304 culture is winning, because these are the kind of women that get all the male attention, and they're the ones getting the same treatments as traditional women for whatever fucked up ass reason. So that is one way to look at it. That is certainly one way to look at that. And a lot of the women who are married or in relationships, they're being shamed by the same 304s who are angry, bitter, and single. And they have to contend with that on a regular basis. Again, if you're a traditional woman who doesn't subscribe to 304 culture, you're going to experience shame and hate from other women, especially the ones who blew their 20s running the streets or whatever. That's bound to happen. It is no doubt bound to happen at some point in your life. So that's why my 304s are winning, because they're the ones in control of the dating market. 304 culture has become the dominant force in our dating market. It's all you see. It's most of what you see and most of what you hear. Hell, even the church is not safe from 304 culture. You know how many stories I hear about reformed 304s trying to go to church and find Jesus? Yeah, I'd rather a body count throughout my 20s, Lord Heavenly Father. Please forgive me and make me a born again virgin. So yeah, it's crazy. Even the churches are not safe from 304 culture. And a lot of women don't want to date a man in a suit anyway. So it's all a crapshoot. Now, granted, the Bible warned us about these kind of females, so they're really nothing new. But I don't think the culture was as prevalent during that biblical time as it's become post-biblical time. So yeah, it is crazy. So yeah, it is definitely crazy out there. So that's probably why I think people feel like 304 culture is just winning. It's practically the dominant force in our dating market, and there's just no escaping it. You can escape it, but it's going to be right there behind you. That's one way to look at that. Now, some people may argue 304 culture is not winning. Why are 304s not winning? Simple. After having a conversation with another panelist whose name I won't say at this moment, I came to realize that there may be another side to 304 culture, and whether or not they're winning or losing. And somebody in my comments stated this. We were talking about the relationship between Will Smith and Jada, how rocky and bullshit their relationship truly is. He stated that Jada Pinkett Smith settled for Will Smith. So that's an L for her and an L for Will, because he has to tolerate her bullshit ass behavior. So with that being said, maybe 304 culture is not winning. Why? Because the 304s who wasted their time running the streets in their 20s and 30s, now they're older. They're going to settle for any man, any beta male simp that's going to take them for what they're worth. I mean, do what you want, it's your life, but choose carefully. A 304 is not somebody that is wifey qualified. Anybody with half a brain would know that. But yet, these chicks have to settle for the men that they did not want, because the men that they wanted didn't want them at all, or don't want them anymore. Meaning he had his fun with her. Now he's tossing her back to the streets. That's one way to look at that. That's another way to look at that. If you're a reformed 304, you're just settling for anything and everything. No, that's not so much a win for you. Another reason you may think 304 culture is not winning, because while some 304s are getting married, a majority of those 304s again are settling. So that's not a win. It's settling. But also, The 304s who are single, they just get ran through by different men. They just get ran through and they just get pumped and dumped, and men don't want to talk to them anymore. You can't perpetuate this kind of culture, have men abide by the culture, and then get pissed off when things don't fucking go your way. It just don't work like that. It just can't work like that. So yes, you do have to be mindful of what you're perpetuating out here. Because everything that you perpetuate is not gonna be is not gonna be beneficial to you or to society. Women wanted sexual liberation, they got it. This encouraged men to just have sex with women without a relationship coming out of it. And anything other than that is just misogynistic, which is ironic, seeing as how wanting a traditional relationship with a woman, which requires her to submit to a man and be cooperative man, is controlling and misogynistic. But yeah, using her for her coochie and sexual favors is considered objectification. See there? You can't have the shit both ways. You just can't. You honestly cannot have it both ways. It's one or the other. You can't complain about being objectified by men, but then you're perpetuating a culture that does away with with traditionalism and does away with traditional relationships. You can't have it both ways like that. So it's imperative to decide for yourself which side you're gonna go with, because you can't have it both ways at the end of the day. So yeah, there's that. So 304 is winning, maybe not, because they're just settling. Another thing, and you know what they say: you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Well, you sign up for the 304 Olympics, what are you going to get? Exactly what you deserve. Not the gold trophy, because that goes to the traditional woman who did everything right. You're either going to get the silver or the bronze trophy, because you came in third place or second. You either came in second or third to the traditional woman. So you're going to get basically what the fuck you deserve, not what you want. You can't play some game, give minimal effort, and feel entitled to the gold. No. If the goal is to get married and start a family, you can't be a hoe for the streets and expect the man to want to give you that wedding ring as a prize. He'll use you he'll come around when he's bored and horny, but at the ending of the day, he does not want a committed relationship with you. That's just the way that goes. So that's one way to look at it. Is 304 culture really winning? Some might say yes, because they're the ones getting all the men that most women want to take seriously and be in relationships with, but at the same time, 304 culture is not winning, because somebody 304 is basically settle. They settle for whatever man they can get, because they don't want to be old, bored, and by themselves for the rest of their fucking life. That's just how that goes. Again, you can't be a hoe for the streets and then expect men to take you seriously later on down the road. It just doesn't work that way. You have to have a committed mindset from before you meet a man. That's just the way life works. And anybody in the comments want to chime in on this topic, feel free to do so. I'll drop the link in a little bit so y'all could chime in on this topic. Do y'all think 304 culture is winning? Let me know in the comments below. And when I drop the link, come on up here and chop it up with your boy and let me know what you think. Today's topic: are 304s winning, or is 304 culture winning in our society? What do y'all think? I mean, it's been pushed to the forefront for more than a decade even. So some say it's winning because it's become the dominant force in Black culture as a whole. Everything from thirst trapping on the internet to walking around in public half naked, or thirst trapping in public to racking up a body count. Yeah. And saying no to traditional relationships and more of a free lifestyle, thus pushing men to just go their own way and say fuck women and fuck relationships. You could say it's winning because it's doing its damn diligence in tearing our society apart. And speaking of tearing our society apart, you could say it's not winning, because that's exactly what the fuck it's doing. 304 culture is ruining our society. So you can perpetuate something all you want to, push for something all you want to, If it's destroying our society, it's not a win. You're not, they say winning without honor is just not winning. Well, hell, spreading a bunch of bullshit that's tearing your community down is not winning with honor. That's nothing honorable about that. So yes, it's destroying our community, and the only people who are going to win in the end are the people who benefit from 304 culture. The government, politicians, maybe people who own whorehouses and strip clubs. They're the only ones that's going to benefit from the rise of 304 culture. The 304s themselves may not be winning. They're reaping the benefits of the victory, but they're not the ones winning per se, because at the end of the day, these broads have been ran through, devalued, degraded to where no man wants to deal with them long term. They'll come around for pussy, but then after that, they got to go. So it's really ruining our society of women, and it's making men turn tail and just say, we don't want to deal with this. And instead of females owning up to their bullshit, they rather just put all the blame on the man. I literally saw a video about a year ago where a woman said that the reason why women are 304s is because of men, which is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my fucking life. How the fuck you gonna blame men for your hoish ways? Her logic is, well, if the man had an excellent sex drive or gave me some good D, I wouldn't have to go out there and smash it and fuck a lot of niggas. That was her explanation. Who the fuck says that? How you gonna sit up there and say you a hoe because other men don't have the sex drive to turn you out? You chose that motherfucker, first of all, and second of all, nobody told you to hop on different penises because you couldn't get the satisfaction you want from that man. That's like me saying I can't get a job, so I'm just gonna rob and stick people up just so I can make ends meet. I can't blame my bad circumstances I can't blame my bad decisions or my bad circumstances. Take responsibility for the shit you do and stop blaming men. That's what women have to do. Own up to the fact that they chose the 304 lifestyle. I'm pretty sure lifestyle didn't just choose them. They chose it. They believe the bullshit. They believe the social media hype. They believe traditionalism is dead. So they got to own up to the fact that they're ran through because they believe the hype. That's what the fuck they got to do. Because blaming somebody else for your fuckery is not going to solve anything. Now, do I think men are somewhat to blame? Yes, because we perpetuate this stuff too, because we're the ones sleeping with these women, getting them pregnant and all that kind of shit. And like I said earlier, some of y'all niggas up here wifing up these 304s, as I said at the beginning of my stream. Why they feel like they're winning? Because some of y'all niggas will literally wife up a chick you know down in your heart is a hoe for the streets, but you don't want her dealing with any other man. So you find the best way to make her an honest woman is to put a ring on her finger. When you know fucking well that's not gonna cut it. If she was hoeing before she met your happy ass, what made you think she gonna drop all that now that she done got with you? She gonna continue to do her 304 stuff, but she gonna reap the benefits of being in a relationship with you at the same time. That's how that works. So yeah, no wonder people feel like they're winning, because you got niggas out here that will literally marry these women and try to take them seriously. I would never do that. You're a single mom with 5 kids, girl, fuck you, unless I want to fuck now. I'm sorry, I couldn't do that. No disrespect to single moms, but I can't deal with them, especially when they got kids by multiple men. It shows you're irresponsible with your womb. Yes, I know some dude gonna want to turn you into a wife. I can already sense it. It's already happening. Jada Pinkett Smith was for the streets, and Will Smith wiped her up. Sierra is for the streets, and Russell Wilson wiped her up. But I guess you could say it's an L because Jada and Sierra settled for their respected husbands. They don't love them. They love only what they can do for them. We see how Jada been doing Will Smith lately. It's a mess how she's doing this guy dirty. But we can see that happen. But we see it. Same thing with Russell Wilson. Some months ago, she went to the Grammys with him wearing some stupid provocative dress. And people have the nerve to say, well, if Russell is okay with it, what's the big deal? He's the husband. He should have the common decency to say, no, go back up there and just, no, put on something decent. But he didn't want to do that because I guess he didn't want to Look, he didn't want to embarrass himself in front of his wife or whatever the fuck. He didn't want to do that. Y'all honestly think Sierra would have went back upstairs and changed out that ridiculous clothes she wore at the Grammys? No, she wouldn't. If that was Future, she'd do that for that nigga because he's more alpha, I guess. He's more gangster from the hood or whatever the fuck. But she ain't gonna do that for no average dude that's not about that life. No, she ain't gonna do that for him. So yeah, 304s are getting husbands, some of them, but they're just settling for those men because the men that they didn't want them. The same way 50 Cent and Future didn't want Sierra, little monkey ass. The same way Tupac didn't want Jada Pinkett Smith, little monkey ass, for whatever reason. So you're settling for somebody. That's an L for you, and it's an L for the man that you're marrying. So it's debatable whether 304 culture is truly winning out here in this society. It is truly debatable as to whether or not this stuff is winning. I want to say it's not winning because, again, these women out here who want to be for the streets are just settling from any man that will deal with them in their bullshit. And we all know it's not good to just settle in a bad way. Settling for somebody because all your options have run out is not a good thing. I'm sorry, but that's just not how that works. By the way, the link is right there in the description. Anybody backstage that's listening in, feel free to come up and speak your piece on this. Feel free to come up on the stream. Let's talk about this. Do you think 304 culture is winning in our society? Yes, no, maybe. Tell me what you think about this. And again, the only people that are winning as a result of 304 culture are the people who are propagating it, who are benefiting from it financially. The government is definitely going. The white man, aka the Big Daddy government, is going to benefit from it because, as I mentioned in my previous stream, the reason why single mother households are at an all-time high is because of these government-funded programs in the 1960s that stated that a man cannot be in the household once a woman has a baby or whatever and needs some sort of government assistant, got kids, needs some sort of government assistant. She can't have a man around. Otherwise, she doesn't get the benefits. That gave people less of an incentive to get married. There is no reason for women to get married anymore. So when they rather be married to the system, that's a win for the government. That's a win for the people who perpetuate this bullshit. That's a win for Big Daddy government, but an L for us regular people beneath them. So yeah, the 304s themselves are not winning, but the people who propagate their bullshit and encourage their bullshit, they're the ones winning. Profiting off their bullshit, they're the ones winning at the end. That's just my take on the whole. Why I feel like 304s are not winning. It's destroying our society, and these broads are just trying to survive and get by because they believed a bunch of bullshit that was not true, but they woke up a little too late. And the men have finally woken up to the bullshit, and now that's keeping them from finding good women because now they don't know who to trust. So it's definitely fucking up our society. If I create a narrative that's just like me saying I'm going to promote drugs and alcohol and spread it across my community, encourage everybody to do drugs and use alcohol and drink alcohol. I may have a society full of crackheads and alcoholics running around there, but at the ending of the day, it's a win for me because I propagated this bullshit and I'm making money off of everybody that wants to buy alcohol and buy some drugs. That's how that is. The people propagating this stuff are the only ones benefiting. The citizens are the ones that's going to lose. You a drug addict or alcoholic, you're losing. You can't perform regular mundane activities because you own something. That's a loss for you. Same thing with 304 culture. You a hoe for the streets, but you still contemplate marriage, but can't get it because you've been used up. That's a L for you, sweetie. I'm afraid it doesn't work that way. It just don't work that way. And yes, the link is in the description right here. Anybody that's back there that want to come up and talk to me about this, feel free to do so. Because I got a lot to talk about for this topic. Anybody that want to chime in, feel free to do so. All right, let's get back into this. All right, now as usual, I got a series of videos to show y'all. Okay, give me time to get this set up. I'll be right back. Okay, that's enough of that. Yep, I finally got everything set up. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, shout out to Sente Cole. You're unpredictable. You are always at your pentacle. Glad you could finally join me, my girl. Glad you can join me, my top tier supporter. Now, Cynical, before I play the video, let me ask you, do you think 304 culture? Oh, okay. She said, thank you. Yep, my top tier support. I can always count on you. I know you don't hop on panels or anything, so I'm not expecting you to do all that. But, okay, shout out to Angela C. I'm glad you could. Shout out to my homegirl, Angela C. How you be? Your Discord top tier MVP. Nice of y'all to join me. Nice of y'all to join us. Welcome, ladies. Welcome to my channel. Hope you like the panel. Now let's get it lit up in here like a candle. And once again, the link is in the comments below. Anybody that want to come up, Angela C., you're welcome to come up if you want to. It's up to you entirely. But today's topic is, are 304s winning? So what do y'all think, ladies? Cynical, Angela, do y'all think 304 culture is winning? Yes, no, maybe. Explain in the comments or come on my panel and let's talk about this. I already talked about why I think 304 culture is, well, I already gave my 2 cents on it earlier in the stream. Why I think, yes, it is winning and why I think it's not winning. So what do y'all think? Do y'all think 304 culture is actually winning in society? She said, hi, Cynical. Okay, Angela C says no. Okay, you care to explain that? Now, granted, I do agree with you. I'm going to say no, because like I said earlier, 304s are, I mentioned earlier that 304s are the ones getting married. They're the ones getting all the traditional treatments by men. But guess what? That's an L because they're settling. Look at Jada Pinkett Smith. Settled for Will Smith because Tupac didn't want her. Sierra, same thing. I guess 50 Cent didn't want her. Future didn't want her. I mean, they did, but for recreational use only. And now she settled for Russell Wilson, little monkey ass. So if you're a 304 and you're just settling for men, that's an L for you. You didn't quite get what you wanted. That's like taking part in the Olympics and you're mad that you got the silver or bronze trophy instead of the gold trophy. You get what you fucking deserve. Okay? You get what you deserve in this world, not what the hell you want. You can't get the gold for doing minimum effort. You can't get the trophy in the form of a wedding ring for doing 304 activity. So that's an L for the woman. Cynical said, I don't know. It could go either way. There are those that they end up marrying with kids, the whole 9 yards. Well, like I said, that does happen. And then there are those who aren't. Yeah, that's one way to look at it. Again, you want to come up here and let's talk about that. That's why I think 304 culture is just not winning. And Cynical said, isn't Russell a much better catch than Future? Well, maybe. I mean, Future, he ain't a half bad rapper, but as someone you could take seriously relationship wise, I don't know. Remember, Future already got kids by some other women, so it's pretty safe to say he's not very responsible with his seed. He had a kid by Sierra, had a kid by somebody else. So it's pretty safe to say Future's not the most responsible man out there if he's doing all this crazy ish. I mean, shout out to him. He's a good rapper, but still. Now, Russell may be a good catch for him in terms of, you know, being a good person. But let's be honest here. I think Future may be a better man than Russell Wilson. But Russell Wilson's a better catch, if that makes any sense. And I say that because Future, knowing him, would not put up with Sierra's nonsense. Sierra wants to be a fun girl. Future let her have that freedom, and he dealt with her accordingly. That's the thing. Russell, on the other hand, is trying to take Sierra and make a wife out of her, thinking he could turn her around, and that's bullshit. You see how he disrespected him on several occasions, and he just takes it for what it's worth. You saw that bullshit she wore at the Grammys about a couple months ago. If you're a married woman, why would you embarrass your husband like that? So no, it's not going, that is not the way it needs to be. So no, Russell may be a better catch, but he's not a better man in the Future. I'm sorry. He was my wife wearing some stupid stuff like that. It ain't going down like that. Cynical said exactly, the bad boy rapper who's obsessed with shooting up the club. Exactly. That's what these women are attracted to. Engaging in this kind of behavior is never a good thing, but this is what the modern woman is attracted to. Those are the men that they want off rip. And when those guys are done with them, then they want to settle for the so-called Russell Wilsons and Will Smiths of the world, the simps of the world. So again, that's an L for those two ladies. That's an L for those ladies because they're not with the men that they want. They're just in it to win it, in it to survive. Now, granted, Russell may be doing his damn diligence to be a good father to their sons and to their children or whatever, but I'm not going to get over the fact that he's doing it for the wrong kind of woman. I just can't get over that. I'm sorry. That's just not something I can just get over just like that. But yeah, anyway, the link is in the description if you want to talk about this on my panel. Feel free to come up and let's talk about this. All right, hold on a minute. All right, here's my first video. Cynical, you're back there listening in. Okay, this one is from the Date Master, and it's titled 304s Never Win. That sounds interesting. 304s never win. Okay, let's see what this person has to say. Okay, fair use. Crank up the volume, and we're off to fair use.
Yes, I like gangbangs. I like being manhandled by several different men at once. If you want to call it being ran. You call whatever the fuck you want. I'm sexually liberated.
No, honey, you just a hoe, plain and simple. And by the way, why the fuck do women complain about being ran through and want to call that sexual liberation? You're degrading yourself and you call that freedom? That's like me putting cocaine in my body and calling that freedom of choice. My freedom to do what I want is going to fuck up my whole body. In this case, your freedom to fuck whoever you want to fuck is going to mess up your whole, it's going to mess you up mentally, physically, and psychologically. So what the hell? Already off to a crazy start. All right, let's hear this. She says she enjoys getting game banged and ran through, but she's sexually liberated. If you're so goddamn liberated, why don't you use that freedom more responsibly and choose your partners responsibly? I understand you love penis. I mean, what female doesn't love a big penis every now and then? I mean, come on, it's only human nature. But don't be out here spreading your womb to everybody out there. That's just not cool. But anyways, fair use.
And I'm a goddess, and I deserve to have hands all over my body.
Wow.
I deserve to be worshipped. Like, why not? I deserve that attention.
The entitlement is just bullshit.
Sure. It's the Date Master, and we're back again. Welcome back to the channel. Make sure you come in, you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell so that you will be notified every time I drop a video.
Thank you, sexual liberation.
It's normally going to be every day. Some going to be in the morning, some will be in the evening, just depending on my schedule. But here we have another case of sexual liberation
Gone wrong.
Let's take a look at this video.
Maybe I should do my own show on that one day. Sexual liberation gone wrong. How sexual liberation led to a culture full of women who feel like they can have as many sex partners as they see fit, which is equivalent to a man having multiple sex partners. I should do my own show on that one day. Because, yeah, this is crazy. Yeah, I guess they'll be back. But anyways, fair use.
Where the woman makes this not so shocking confession. As I told you guys in previous videos, polyamory is on the rise. See, you must understand, anytime momentum shifts to a different movement, a different mindset, you start seeing the trickle-down effects, you're going to see spawns of solutions, if that makes sense. Meaning you're going to have adverse movements to counteract the initial. So let's take, for instance, the red pill movement, where men are MGTOW, etc., on down under this umbrella. They're walking.
Yeah, red pill just means you understand the dark side of female nature. It takes all that blue pill bullshit that you may have engaged in the past and say, fuck all of that. Focus on yourself. Be the best version of yourself for yourself and not for female validation. That's how that works. Focus on yourself and less on these women. So yeah, the red pill, while it's not perfect, it definitely has its uses and it's definitely beneficial. And it's what I guess you could say it's pretty much the byproduct. I guess you could say MGTOW was the byproduct of all the red pill talking points. Men going their own way and saying, the hell with relationships, we're not going to deal with this bullshit anymore. The hell with all this, we're just not going to deal with this bullshit anymore. That's the best way. That's the best way to look at that. So yeah, while not perfect, it definitely has its advantages. But anyways, fair use.
Away from long-term relationships, marriage, etc., etc. Okay, focusing on themselves, dating, passport bros, whatever the case may be. So the climate is going to naturally adapt to that to try to sustain itself, no matter if it's chaotic. It's just like a house being built on a faulty foundation, or a old house, and it has had its time and it is crumbling, depending on the materials that were used to create it or build it. So you're seeing these women confess that they want to be ran, and she's speaking from a sense that she thinks she's the dominant one. She's the one in control because she's getting...
Yeah, and that's that masculine energy that we talk about. She's projecting a lot of masculine energy. So yeah, that's not good. And by the way, this is mainly just audio, so not much of a video to see. So I guess I can calm down for this. and just give my commentary on it. I guess I could just calm down for this, because this is mainly just him talking with that picture sitting up there. I gotta add this up here. All right. Anyways, fair use.
Get this quote unquote attention from these men, but she must understand that it is the opposite. See, women control sex indirectly and directly.
Indirectly. Explain.
After and beforehand. During sex, the man is normally controlled, especially if she's seeking the dominant or the well-endowed men, which is more likely what she's doing. This is why this woman is making this confession. See, women have been exposed to variety. Excuse me. So
Exposed to variety, and that's the thing. See, when you expose a woman into variety and give her options, that's going to make her very indecisive. There's a reason why a lot of men don't want their daughters hanging around with a whole bunch of men in a fashion that's kind of degrading. You can have male friends, but don't be out here jumping from this guy, jumping from that guy. Because when you have all these different options, you're going to be indecisive and always think that there's something better. That's just female nature. And thankfully, the red pill exposes that kind of nature. Thanks to the red pill, which I talked about on a previous panel, the red pill comes out of the red pill debunks all the shit blue pill stuff that we were taught growing up. Red pill would tell you that women are very indecisive when they have multiple options. Even if she chooses something today, she'll change her mind tomorrow. So it helps you understand how they think. You know, granted, all females are not like this, but we have to wake up to the fact that these kind of women out there, and they truly do exist. Women like this do exist. It's up to us as men to make sure we weed out these kinds of women. We have to make sure we can spot the red flags and not let that shit get to us. That's all we have to do. But anyways, fair use. I
would say that they have a variety complex because there's too many options. The same
thanks in part to social media, of course.
Thing that has been going on with men from the beginning. We've always wanted the variety. Women have evolved into spaces that has conditioned them to also want the same thing. Hence why she chases the same success as you do. Hence why she gets into the same business and job fields that you do. Just take a look at your local UPS and FedEx drivers, even your truckers. You have a large influx of women. You see,
they're trying to do the same things that we're doing. Yeah.
So that's why I said women want you to be the chick. So when you try to go to please in this fashion, now, if that's your thing, okay, but you got to ask what type of men want to be in a room with other men pleasing one woman.
Now, I ain't gonna lie. If you're someone who gets down like that, whatever, do you. But understand, everybody's not gonna have that mindset. A threesome with me and two women, I might get behind that. But if it's me, a woman and a man, fuck all that. I can't do it. No, I'm sorry. I just can't do it. But some women like that. Some people like that kind of stuff. All right, it's all good. But anyways, fair use.
So now it's going to be a fight for dominance. It's going to be a lot of confusion in this scenario after the fact. See, hoes never win. There's all of these narratives and surface level examples that are really not what they look like. So you have people praising the Diddy and I think her name's Carisha, the City Girl chick. Diddy with like 53, she's like in her 20s. Now they're praising this and giving this all praise, but if it was an average Joe, it'll be deemed as predatory, seeing that he's old enough to be her father. You see?
Wait, run that through me again.
Level examples that are really not what they look like. So you have people praising the Diddy and I think her name's Carisha, the City Girl chick. Diddy, what, like 53, she's like in her 20s. Now they're praising this and giving this all praise, but if it was an average Joe, it'll be deemed as predatory, seeing that he's old enough to be her father. You see, they pick and choose the things because they know Diddy has an amount of money. You see women leading and prefacing any post with he has money, so he can do that.
Exactly. She put up with Diddy monkey ass because she knows she got the resources. So I see why she didn't want to just walk out on him. If that's the real reason why. Because the man had the resources, and I guess she didn't want to just leave that behind.
You see? So women have been, again, corrupted. There's too much variety. They have been conditioned to act, behave, think as men. But again, this woman seems to be in her mid and maybe late 20s.
Could be.
You have to ask yourself, at what was the origin of this? Where does this extreme level of sexual liberation come from?
Where did this level of it come from? I don't fucking know. But we all know it got started sometime in the 50s and 60s when they introduced contraceptives. And when they introduced all these contraceptives and birth control pills, that's kind of what kicked off the liberation stuff. But where to get this extreme? I guess it started sometime in the early 2000s or maybe even the 90s. I mean, times were so different back then, but this stuff has been propagated for decades, but only on a certain level. I'm going to sleep here. Oh, my bad, y'all. Okay, fair use.
In my opinion, I would say it would come from trauma or abandonment issues from father. So I behave in a manner to spite him. So I will make sure.
That's a good point.
He is not proud of me. I'm going to fail on purpose. It sounds crazy when you listen to this, but just think about it.
I'm going to fail on purpose because there was nobody in my life to help me with my problems. That does sound like some straight up bullshit in my opinion. Oh man, that does sound like some straight up bullshit. But anyways, fair use.
Just think about the behavior that women, show and display. Just think about the mental capacity for a woman that'll put a full pink wig on, extra eyelashes, nails to where she really can't wipe her ass. Think about the mentality or the mindset that a woman will go to do this, and do this 4 to 5 days a week.
Wow, that's something. Oh man. Ain't that about some shit? Well, all I can say is the price ain't right. The price ain't right. Fair use.
Just think about that. So don't rule out the mindset that a woman would intentionally fail and become undesired or deemed as dirty on purpose to spite her father that was nothing to her.
That can happen.
Shit gets deep. So we have the sexual liberation movement, the slut walk. They use these women as pawns.
Right.
Amber Rose, Kim Kardashian.
Absolutely.
Meg Thee Stallion, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj. Those are the faces of Black women. Black women aspire for their look, the lifestyle. This is why you see so many fake knockoff versions of these very same women. But you do have women that are choosing, do they want good dick that does not come with commitment, that does not come with, the security in a lot of cases as far as monogamy is concerned.
Right.
If she was to understand that this guy is going to have multiple women in that may work for him, but not so much for her if she has the complex that she's the prize.
Absolutely. How you gonna call yourself the prize when you're not the only prize that's out there? You ain't the prize. You're just another prize. Put it like that. You ain't the prize, sweetheart. You're just another one of many prizes. You ain't the only precious thing out there. You can even call 3 or 4 precious to begin with, which you can't. It's mind-boggling. But anyway, it's fair use.
Especially after she has been quote unquote ran. It's a wrap. But this is to show you how easily we are fooled. In a lot of cases, the political agendas, they target women. Most ads target women. I think 80%.
Yeah. A lot of them do target women. They try to appeal to them, have them go out there and buy the most expensive stuff just so they can they try to advocate this stuff to women so they can go out there and buy this shit to make themselves look and feel good. Maybe this will get a man, maybe you won't, but either way, it's gonna put money in there. It's gonna put money in their pockets. That's all they care about. It's all about them making money off of these women. But anyway, it's fair use.
86% of all ad marketing is catered to touch and reach women, because women are the spenders. They respond on emotion, colors, fonts,
right,
images, etc. This is how they have been corrupted. Too many images, too many ideals. You have the city girls telling you, hey, you can do this and get money. You know, ain't nothing wrong with talking to this guy that you're really not interested in and get money from him. Then you have the other women saying, well, no, you need to, you know, be loyal or, you know, build with him, do this. This how you get.
Yeah, but they don't want to hear that now, do they?
A good man, etc. Then you have to just do what you want, polyamory, open relationships. You have too many ideas being exchanged at once. So this is what brings a woman to say she wants to be ran by multiple men simultaneously. And she bears to say this on camera. Show me a woman with no shame, I'll show you a bitch.
Wow. That's something. Show me a chick with no shame and I'll show you a bitch. Ain't that about something? Okay. All right, fair use.
A woman with no shame, it's a wrap. Same as a man with no shame. You have to, if you're going to do something, stand on it, own it, but don't try to cover it up or make it appear that you're not that.
Right.
In which you truly are.
Correct.
But think no one knows. So women are straying away as well from the monogamy in their splendor because they have these options to do these things. But like I always say, the chickens always come home to roost.
And they're going to keep on
tables
coming.
Always turn. If you're down, if you're going through whatever, them tables always turn. I promise you that. So you just have to be patient. Watch the calamity from a distance. Do not get too close. Wear your protective gear at all times. But, you know, this is for the ladies. You hoes never win. It looks like that when you see, you know, Cardi B with Offset and all of this. You still, you know, you got the rumors. You got to go on social media to clean up any spill that gets on your relationship's brand. You got to tell the world that my baby, that my husband don't have another girl pregnant. Y'all crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
And sometimes the men that they do marry are no better than they are. I don't think Offset is any better than Cardi B. What do y'all think? You think Offset is any better than Cardi B, or what? Are they made for each other? They're two peas in a pot together. And I don't know, maybe she does genuinely love Offset. Who knows? And their daughter culture. Who knows? But the fact that she got a 304 pass and she still got a husband, it's just sending a crazy message. Now, I guess you could say Cardi B more or less won. I say more or less because while she has a 304 pass or whatever, she actually did get a husband. But at the same time, it's an L because she's sending the wrong kind of message. She's saying, oh, like she said, she don't cook, she don't clean, but she still got a ring. That's not sending a positive message to people that want to take relationships seriously. You're basically saying I could be a lazy ass and still get a husband. Nope, doesn't work that way. Come to the table with some excellent cooch. He got to come with some excellent penis, and then just like that, y'all gonna connect. No. So she's not the best representation of a married couple. At least the best representation for the foundation of a married couple. You know, look how they started out. Sheesh. But anyways, fair use.
What? So these women have fooled you. Hoes never win. Look at all these beautiful single women that were once the shit. Now that they still have a good look for the age, but they're not the shit.
No, they're
not.
You
got a lot of women thinking that
they AKA hit the wall. When you're 39, 40 years old, you're not the bombshell you were when you were younger. I'm sorry.
The shit, and they're not. They're not even the fart.
Then what are they then? The piss?
This is self-delusion. You have to talk yourself up to make people try to buy into it. Let me tell myself I'm a king and queen so people will see me as that, but that is in the behavior and the pretty much the pre-packaging. You're gonna show up no matter what you try to dress up. Any enhancements is still gonna show you. Those enhancements, they work a lot in some cases. Some cases they work a little bit. It's depending on who's looking, who's appraising. So you have to be appraisers. You have to find out certain things. But nowadays, again, I made a promise to myself to no longer attempt to please women because women cannot be pleased. If you notice, I can bet you anytime that you went out your way to please a woman in an extra.
Nope, you can't please some women, unfortunately.
Let's say extra credit work in a sense. That situation always went south. When you had the dominant role where it was strictly about you, that situation went great. Even if it ended, because in most cases, all good things will come to an end at some point, depending on the people. In most cases, you must know this. This is how you, myself, and many others have had multiple relationships. Some the same, some different, but multiple. It didn't work.
Right. Okay. Well, that's the end of that video. And he makes a good point. So yeah, these 304s out here are not winning. And like I said, Cardi B is just not the best representation of, it's not the best representation of how a marriage should build up to. This is the same woman that was basically for the streets, and he's a guy that's basically for the streets. So I guess you could say they're kind of made for each other, but god damn, how would they make that work? Does Cardi B really submit to him? And don't get me started with Jeannie Mai and Jeezy. Now Jeannie just begging this man to come back because she don't want to be a single mother. Yeah, she used to do this same kind of stuff too. She's knocking on 50. She mid-40s, knocking on 50. Oh man. And now she begging Jeezy to come back to her. And she tends to be impulsive and hot-tempered or whatever. But she feel like she can just do all of this and still a man's supposed to take her seriously. Nope, it doesn't work that way. It just doesn't. I mean, Cynical, if you're still back there, feel free to chime in on something. Ugh. Okay, now before I get into the next video, well, since nobody's coming up on the panel right now, what I'm going to do is take a brief stream break. I'll be right back. I'm going to take a brief stream break. I'll be right back, so don't go away. Okay, I'm back. Sorry for that. We had to go downstairs and get my clothes out the wash. And I had to keep myself awake because I'm about to fall asleep over here. I've been up all day. I've been up since 8:30 this morning. So I'm a little, so yes, I was feeling kind of tired. But I'm back, y'all. I'm back. All right, let's get into some more of this content. And look who we have here. This one says, modern women. This one, oh, shout out to Fresh and Fit. Say what you will about these guys, but they do tell the truth. I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to the Fresh and Fit crew. This one says, modern 304s always hate being told this. Okay, well, let's hear what these guys have to say. Anybody watching in the back? Once again, oh shit. Once again, feel free to come up on the panel and speak your piece on anything I talked about so far. Again, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Here's my Instagram. And those that want to donate to my Cash App, there it is right there. My Cash App is on my main is on my channel, so feel free to donate if you want to help your boy out with some donations here and there. All right, let's get back into this. Fair use, ladies and gentlemen, fair use.
So to keep a guy, ladies, you got to be submissive. You got to follow his rules. You got to, not be a hoe. See, look at you laughing. I'm telling you what men want. But see,
that's what you want, morality.
That's what he wants? No, that's what men who want relationships want. Get it right. It ain't just him. That's what any man with some common decency and want a relationship would want. That's how that goes. Now, granted, are there some men who just don't care about relationships and just don't give a fuck? Yeah, I get you could say I'm kind of one of those guys. So I'm not capping, but that's not most guys. Guys who want relationships want what this man just said. Don't want a woman to be a hoe. That's how that goes. Now let's hear what she has to say.
Okay.
You shouldn't want to be.
They won't even let me finish.
Okay,
this is crazy. This is crazy.
So someone asked a question. What do men want? He's answering the question.
Go ahead.
But yet still, y'all are laughing, making mockery, and it's like he's telling you what majority of men will definitely want. They won't tell it to your face because they lie to you. Say, "Oh,
This is the scary part.
you're good by yourself, you're independent. I love that." They're lying to you. Here's what men really want. Go ahead.
Don't be a hoe.
Yeah.
Don't be loud. Don't be obnoxious.
Exactly.
Don't embarrass him. Be submissive. Cook for him. Give him sex. Keep the place clean. Be a dutiful girlfriend. That will lead to you being a good mom. Okay?
Okay, what does this comment say? How do you serve your man sleeveless? The fuck that's supposed to mean, sleeveless? How do you serve a man How do you serve your man sleeveless? I don't get it. What is that comment meant by that guy? But oh well, fair use.
Okay? Very simple shit, man. Follow his lead. Don't give him a headache.
Wifey 101.
But the thing is,
Exactly. Wifey 101. Thank you.
is that, see,
in Colombia, women understand this. They're feminine, they praise their man, and the man takes care of them fully. Over here, it's like, I'm independent. I don't need no man. But you know what? I want a man. Wait a minute.
So you don't need a man, but at the same time you want a man. Okay. You don't need a man for financial support. You don't need a man, but you want a man. Well, if you want a man, you got to learn how to abide by a man's standards and programming. It's good that you don't need him because he knows you're not going to take advantage of and use and get over on him. But you want him for the right reasons. That's the thing. You have to want that man for the right reasons. That's how that goes. You have to kind of want that man for the right reasons. And just he said, I don't see the point of having these discussions with hoes. Exactly. That's a good point, Angela C. That's a good point. Why discuss this kind of stuff with a bunch of hoes? I don't know. Maybe this is kind of where I can identify with. I mean, say what you will about Fresh and Fit, but I can't say this though. At least these guys are trying. I can kind of relate to that because sometimes I will try to try to reach out to somebody. Me personally, I would at least try to reach out to somebody. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But like you said, sometimes you just gotta throw in the towel and realize you can't reason with a 304 or a hoe. You can't reason with them. And Angela C, if you got time, the link is right there in the description. You want to chime in on this topic, feel free to do so. You're probably one of my you're probably one of my main advocate streamers up to this point, next to Swag. But hey, it's all about quality, not quantity. I don't care how many come on my panel. It's quality over quantity. Having a good discussion is my ultimate goal, not racking up people to come on my panel. But if you can't come up here, let's talk about this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you already saw the title. Our 304 is winning. Feel free to chime in and let me know what you think. But anyways, fair use, fair use.
He doesn't want this, but I'm independent. I'm a boss, babe. It don't match up.
Okay.
We're just saying, look, if you want a man of standard, man of value, a traditional man, guess what? He wants a traditional woman.
Correct.
Women today are kind of like independent,
Yeah,
so they
don't know
don't need
how
a man.
yeah.
Let me ask you ladies a question. If we're walking down the street and you see an old lady with some grocery bags and she's struggling, what are you going to do?
Help her.
You're going to help her carry her bags? Okay.
It's just common manners to help your elders out, right?
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Why are you helping her carry her bags?
She's older. Yeah.
Okay.
If she's
And plus, that was your grandma. Wouldn't you feel the same way? Probably.
struggling, if I see anybody struggling, I would help them.
Okay.
If I can.
So pretty universal, all of you guys would help the old lady with the bags? Okay, cool. Let's say you see an able-bodied man walking and he's carrying the bags and he's doing okay. Would you help him?
If he's not struggling, no.
Okay. Why wouldn't you help him?
Because there's a difference between somebody struggling and somebody not struggling.
Okay. Because I guess he doesn't.
I guess in other words, a big, strong man is not going to struggle nearly as much for grocery bags as a man would. Now, granted, I tried to carry grocery bags myself. It's kind of a hassle trying to carry 4 fat bags in 2 hands. It is kind of a hassle to do that, but I don't request much assistance because I feel like I can do it by myself, or I'll just make arrangements so I can get it done by myself. People are more keen to helping, people that can't do for themselves more so than people that can do for themselves, especially us men. I don't expect people to honestly help me carry some groceries, but that's just me. Fair use.
Need the help?
If somebody's struggling, if he was struggling,
No, he's not struggling. He's fine.
Yeah, he's not struggling.
So he's not. So he's strong and independent, right?
yeah,
He doesn't need it.
yeah, if I was carrying
Hold on, stop. So why do you expect a man to kind of come in and be a traditional man and help you when you're strong and independent? You
you're
don't need it.
assuming that.
That's a good question. That's a good question.
Nobody said that they want that.
You literally said value yourself first, which typically is going to mean, like, let's be honest, working on yourself, having money, being independent. A lot of you guys gave things that dealt with financial accolades and being self-sufficient. So if you're self-sufficient, why do you expect the man to kind of come in and help you?
But I don't expect that from
help from my boyfriend.
Make up your goddamn man. Jesus Christ. Ugh.
Bruh, you literally said have a house, have money.
I don't expect a man to provide that for me.
From him. I expect it for myself.
Yeah, I don't expect a man to provide that for me.
And yeah,
That's a lie if I ever heard one, but okay.
we make money together. We work together.
Chat, do you guys see what's going on here, bro? This is crazy.
Look, but not everything's gonna work for everybody. You're giving advice like if everybody has the same mindset. That's
No.
what works for you.
We're saying
No, he's talking about what works for men who want traditional relationships. It ain't just about what he wants, damn it. It's what a traditional man would want. Jesus Christ. Ugh. I don't believe this. Oh my God. But okay, before I continue with the video, I want to welcome Angela C, a sight to see. She is Discord's top tier MVP. How you doing, my lady?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, what's going on?
I'm just watching that clip. I noticed with their show, they always bring on these bimbo airheads, and I never really understood why have the discussion with them. Like, they don't really care. Like, they are who they are. So it's going to be kind of hard to even get through to them. But yeah.
Yeah, I get it. But like I said, I kind of have a similar mindset because I like to at least try to reach out to people, you know, but I get it. Some people you just can't talk to. Can you reach out to these females? Probably not, but that ain't gonna stop them from trying, right?
Right.
And besides, perhaps some of these female, if I'm gonna say out of the women, I think it was like 5 or 6 of them in that group. Out of that group, you may find at least 2 of them that may agree with Fresh and Fit. Because I've seen that before. You got about, I don't know, 6 women in the group, and less than half of them agree with kind of what they be saying. So that I've seen that happen before. You always have that 1, maybe 2 women that's gonna out of the group that's gonna agree with the logical aspects. So it can happen. Maybe that's just a way to ferret out the logical ones and ferret out the illogical ones. What do you think?
True, and it's also entertaining too. So
Yeah, it is entertaining. I mean, sometimes I wonder, do they do this stuff on purpose, or this is just the reality of how 90% of our women think? Because, you know, I've seen situations like these where you got that one woman out of the group who's at least agreeing with what they're saying and can understand where they're coming from. So maybe this is just their way of ferreting out which ones are for the streets and which ones are going to be for relationships. But that's just my take on the whole thing. But let's get back into it. Okay, fair use.
Generally speaking, the foundation of most relationships starts with a man and a woman. The man provides, it's traditional, so to speak, and a woman.
Do you have a girlfriend?
Huh?
Do you have a girlfriend?
No.
What the hell does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with anything?
What they got to do with anything? Damn. Just answer the damn questions. Fair use.
I'm telling you. I'm simply telling you.
Have you had a girlfriend?
The reason why.
For how long?
Any of y'all bras got boyfriends or husbands? Wait, while we on the subject? Oh my God. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it's 8 of them up here. I bet you at least half of them gonna probably agree with some of his talking points. Who knows? But let's continue. Fair use.
See, no, we're not going to divert the argument. It's very simple. Stop, Fresh. Stop. It's very, very, very simple. You would not help the able-bodied man because he was independent and capable. So
Right.
Why is the guy going to come into your life and help you and be the breadwinner and be that champion of your life when you already have shit together? What?
That's a good point. Why help somebody that can do for their damn self? What do you think, Angela? Why help somebody that can do for their damn self when you're not going to feel wanted or needed?
true. That's true.
So when they want to be so damn independent, but I guess when shit don't go their way, they wonder where all the good men have gone. Yeah, but anyways, fair use. Oh, I'm sorry, Angela, go ahead.
Oh no. You can go ahead.
Oh, okay. Fair use.
Independent women don't get is that you're independent. Fantastic. Independent of what? Independent of men. That's what women say. That's what they mean when they say, I'm strong and independent. They mean they're strong and independent of men. You see men walking around saying, I'm strong and independent. No, that would sound stupid. Matter of fact,
You're right. It would sound dumb. You don't see us men talk about how independent and strong we are. We show it based around our actions, how we move, how we talk, how we walk, how we think, and what we do. So unlike women, we don't have to go around here bragging about being independent. Does your husband brag about being an independent provider and protector? Probably not. Why would he? Right? Angela?
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hold on for a second?
I didn't hear you. What'd you say? I didn't hear what you said.
Oh no, I said just hold on for a second. Sorry.
Okay.
No, I totally agree. They're usually independent until they are no longer independent anymore. So they're not really independent ever.
Right. They're independent when it's convenient. They want to be relied on a man when it's beneficial to them. Well, I've heard that before. But anyways, what the hell? Okay, fair use.
like we probably make fun of him and say he was gay because he's inferring that he's independent of women. But women run around and say that they're independent all the time.
Yeah, because very recently we were given the right to vote, to get a career, to get an education, to get divorced.
fantastic, and that's what all went to shit from there. But I'm just saying.
To own property. So that's why we claim independence, and that's why we rejoice in it.
But independence of
it's
what?
fairly
Well, at least she's honest about it. Hey,
Independence of what, though?
of men literally trading us for cattle.
Okay, so fantastic.
to be independent of men. Make your own money, get your own career, get your own this, that, and third. So you have to rely on a man. That's what they're independent of. Independent of men. My God Almighty. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with a woman being independent. I support independent women, but the thing is, independent women has taken on a whole new meaning. And maybe you don't remember this, but I did a whole show talking about the rise and fall of the independent woman. And within that show, a young lady named Alexis gave us the true definition of an independent woman. I don't have that clip anymore, but based on what she was saying, an independent woman is a woman that can not only do for herself, but she doesn't need the validation of other people to feel good about herself. So if you're a female that's always on social media, thirst trapping, always looking for the attention of men and want to be validated by other people, you are not an independent woman. It ain't about your money, your education, your career. No, it's about your willingness to live life the way you want to live it and don't need other people to fulfill voids in your life. Thus, if they come, they just come. If they don't, they don't. That's what being a true independent woman is. Being comfortable in your own damn skin and don't need the validation of other people. That's what a true independent woman is. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, definitely.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Fair use.
So independent of men, so therefore the men are no longer going to, okay, we're not needed. Cool.
But don't you think it's cool when you're both making money?
Yeah, I think a partnership
And
is
you're
definitely
both investing
doable.
things, like that's literally what I do, and it's
Men,
fun, and
here's the
we're
thing.
happy.
Here's the thing. Men honestly really don't care about a woman's ability to create wealth and money.
No, we
They
don't.
typically don't.
Yeah, they don't, and then they get married, and then what if they get
That-
divorced? And what do women do?
crazy. That's wild.
In the world we
See,
live
you
in,
guys can't fathom it because I'm telling you how men think. For you guys, a man's ability to earn money is extremely important. So it's a component to attraction. For us, it's not that important. It's not like we sit there and be like, man, she makes $100,000 a year. I'm attracted to that. No. Or
No, because that's not what we're attracted to. We're attracted to fit, femininity, and friendliness. You have to be fit, you have to be friendly, you have to be feminine. Right? These chicks do look fit, but they're not very friendly. And some of them are not even all that feminine, but it is what it is. Fair use.
man, she's really ambitious. She's a go-getter. Yeah, I'm attracted to that. It's like, that's cool if she has it, but it's not a deal breaker if she's not ambitious. But for a man, it's extremely important that he's ambitious. We're not attracted to the same things. And it's crazy to me that I have to explain this to women over and over again that attraction is not symmetrical. It's asymmetrical, which means we're attracted to different things. Men are attracted to feminine women. Women are attracted to masculine men. Women like ambition and confidence because it's masculine traits. Men like submissive, docile women because it's feminine traits. We're not the same. So you having value for yourself, being independent, buying a house or having these things in place, that's great for you.
Okay. Well, that's the end of the clip. What's your thought, Angela? Because he's absolutely right. We're not attracted to careers, goals, and ambition. It's good that you have those things, but at the ending of the day, a man wants a woman that's beautiful, that's attractive, respectful, loyal. That's what we're really looking for when it comes to women. We're not attracted to the same things women are attracted to in us. Y'all want money, status, goals, ambitions, and confidence. Y'all want those things. It's not the same for us men. It's asymmetrical, as he just stated. What do you think?
I totally agree. Men and women.
You're kind of going in and out, but continue.
No, I was saying that men and women are not attracted to the same thing. So he is correct in that. Men are looking for other qualities in women, not necessarily their careers or them being masculine. So he's right.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, by the way, Cynical was said, nice. Oh, I guess you talk about your anime pictures. That is kind of nice.
Yeah. That's a picture of me and my daughter, but I turned it into a AI pic.
Oh, okay. So you got that old anime style. Man, it's more, I don't know, 3-dimensional style. Like the one I'm using right now is more of a 3-dimensional AI style, but that's pretty nice too. Okay. Now here's a little short video that I'm gonna show you. And let me know what you think about this. Hold on, let me see. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Let me know what you think of this.
He done took back everything, man, that he done really went and
I
bought.
still got the apartment. That's what I said.
No.
The,
You right.
The car I had to bring back because the
You
lease
right.
ended, but I had it until it ended. So yeah, what I'm saying is, I think.
What are you saying?
I think men just don't like to see women in a position where we can get whatever we want. You know,
No.
and obviously,
I want to see you winning and respecting it. Doing it the right way and not the wrong way.
and what's
Somebody
the game?
played you. I
So
told
what
you.
is
I've
it?
already explained it to you. You look for the property. You map out the property. Look at her. 7, 8 properties from the man and cars in every one.
There's levels
Big
to this
allowances.
shit.
There's
She's
levels
a
and
goat.
there's a
There's
level,
levels to this
and that's
shit.
the level that you have not touched
At
just
all,
yet.
baby.
So if you're gonna play it for real. If you're gonna
I
talk
ain't fucking
advanced,
no old man
no.
to
If you're
get
gonna
shit.
talk
Like, she
advanced,
was
be
obviously-
advanced.
the
But
people
you
that
let
I-
whoever it was, you.
Wow. Anybody want to chime in on that?
I'm not sure what to say because it seems like she was trying to say that men hate for women to be independent and be a boss, quote unquote. And then he was saying, no, we're not mad at that. And then he just went on a little rant. I mean, that's pretty much what I heard from both of them.
Yeah. And what's all that nonsense about, oh, well, you're just mad because you don't want to see women succeed or get what you want? Like the man said, we want you to succeed, but get it the right way. You out here finessing men, thirst trapping. No, that's not the way you get it. Sometimes how you get something is just as important as, what it is you're going for. You're going for a promotion, but you want to sabotage somebody else's chances of getting it. That's not an honorable way to get it. They say winning without honor is just not winning. So hell, you're going to win, so you better win in the most honorable way possible. That's the message he was trying to send out there. Like, I want you to succeed, Angela, but do it the right way. You and your husband and your family can come together and work something out. That's how you come to an understanding and win at something, not just doing it, not just being sleazy about it,
Right. Totally agree.
All right. Oh yeah, I didn't get a chance to speak on the initial topic. The topic is, our 304s win. Now, you mentioned this in the comments. You said no, they're not winning. Now, why do you think 304 culture is not winning?
I think there might be maybe a couple of them that might, quote unquote, win, but overall, they're not winning anything at all. Like, most of them have a lot of issues. Most of these women are broke within 1 or 2 years from what we usually see. They have a lot of mental issues. There's always something going on with them, but for the most part, for them, they're winning because of money or they think they're scamming. But we always hear about them actually being broke and they're not, you know what I'm saying? They are not as rich as they claim they are, or they usually go broke within a year or two. So it might seem like they're winning, but for the most part, they're not winning at all. They usually end up crashing. So
My bad, I was on mute. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense to say. Because the reason why I agree that 304 culture is not winning is because, again, these women who are getting married or winning, they're just settling. You know, they're settling for men that are going to give them money and let them have whatever they want. These are not the men that they initially wanted off rip. No, they're just a bunch of betas that they friend zoned at one point. But after having enough fun with the Chads and Tyrones, or living their best life, as some people like to call it, now they want to settle down with the good guy. And I mean settle in a bad way, as in, you're out of options. Anybody checking for you, so you're just gonna take whatever comes your way. That kind of settling. That's what I see these women, these 304s doing. Because in hindsight, nobody wants to take them seriously relationship-wise. Again, going back to Sierra, for example, she had Future, she had 50 Cent. These dudes didn't want her. In comes Russell Wilson, who she settled for and got him taking care of their child. Now, he may be a good father, maybe a possible husband. I can't even say husband, because what husband lets their wife do the things that she's been doing? So that's an L for her, because she settled for the man that she initially did not want. But hey, he had the resources, and she just took him for what he was worth. Same thing with Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith. She wanted Tupac, but the man been dead for over 27 years. So again, she settled for Will. It's an L for her, because she's still panning for this man. So that's why I say that they're not winning. They work for the streets, but now the streets don't want them no more. So they're just going to go back to, they're going to try give the traditional thing another go. It's mind boggling. That's just my take on it. What do you think?
I somewhat agree. I mean, yes, they settled for the dudes that they didn't want, but those women are still winning. Sierra and Jada, they are quote unquote winning. You know, if we look at it in the terms as the way that 304 see it and the society sees it, they are winning. I mean, even though they're with the man that they probably don't want, they're probably out there cheating. So for them, they with the man with the money and resources, but they could be, you know what I'm saying, have something on the side. So for them, it's like a win-win. So just because they're with the guy they thought they had to settle for, it doesn't mean they're probably not stepping up. Because as we all know, for her, she's getting the best of both worlds. She's got Will by the ball, so to speak, and then she's out here doing her own thing, unfortunately. H&M?
Oh, my bad. Cynical one says, I agree with Angie. Yep, she makes a good point there. You make a good point there. Because they're basically reaping the benefits of being in a relationship while at the same time living a single lifestyle.
Yep.
But as I mentioned earlier, winning without honor is just not winning. And that's winning without honor. Yes, you're rising to the top because you're getting the benefits of a relationship, but at the same time, you're doing it without honor because you're dishonoring yourself and dishonoring your husband or boyfriend or whatever. You bring dishonor and shame to your own family. It's like, that's not a win. That's an L when you think about it. But that's just my take on it. What do you think?
I can kind of see where you're coming from.
Yeah, you gotta dishonor yourself and your family just to rise to the top. That's not winning per se.
Yeah.
Again, that's like you trying to get a promotion at your job by sabotaging other coworkers. Even if you get the promotion, you did it in a dishonorable way. So it's not so much a W for you.
Unfortunately, some people don't see things that way.
Yeah. What a world we live in. All right. Of course, as usual, the stream is open. Anybody that wants to come up, they can chime in on this. So yeah. This is something. All right. Now let's see what else. Oh, I got this up here twice. Okay, I finna play another clip. It features Andrew Tate. Let me know what y'all think about this one. Okay, fair use.
For a woman to find a guy who's truly on a level, who truly treats her the way she should be treated, that's once every couple years, if that. You ain't just gonna go out there fucking a new dude every week and say, yeah, he's worth pussy. Yeah, he treats me good enough to get my pussy. Da da da. And you know what's funny about the universe? It's actually beautiful about the universe because it's equal and opposite forces. When you devalue yourself, it's kind of like men can smell it on you. They can just look at a bitch and go, oh. And that's the way it works. So you have to be very careful as a female and sit and go, does this man truly deserve to fuck me? And if you think about it, the answer 99% of the time, especially if you're promiscuous, is no. So when a woman is sleeping around with all these men, she's devaluing herself. She's devaluing herself, and the world knows, God knows, the universe knows. When a man does it, he doesn't devalue himself at all. That's just the way it works.
I agree, especially the part where he said men can tell a woman that he can easily devour. Yeah, men can tell. They can just tell like which female he can run all over and which one he might have a hard time getting in the draws. That's true. I think men can sense that. They can tell very easily.
Yeah, and being a man myself, I can tell you that is true. So we have this kind of sixth sense as far as what women are going to be for the relationships and which ones are going to be for the streets. I don't know how, but it's just something about the way they carry themselves, the way they talk, but we can tell that they're going to be for the streets. We can tell. There's just no getting around it. Like the man said, when women sleep around, they're devaluing themselves. But when us men do it, we don't devalue ourselves like that. And people spend all this time trying to compare what men do to what women do. Now, granted, I can say this, though. We're both fornicators. Don't get me wrong. The man upstairs is not going to be happy with me fornicating or you fornicating or your girlfriend's fornicating or my guy friend's fornicating. It's all fornication at the end of the day. But biologically, you're going to degrade yourself and I'm going to upgrade myself the more bodies I rack up. So take the religious aspect out of the equation and you can see clear as day that it's not the same thing. And another thing is this. Some of y'all ladies I'm not saying all of y'all, but for the most part, y'all ladies would never give a virgin due at the time of day. Let's just say I know you're married, but I'm using it as an example anyway. If you met a guy and he told you never had a girlfriend, ain't had sex yet, you gonna take that man seriously? Probably not. Because most women want the experienced man. I'm not saying get with the guy that smashed your homegirl, your sister, your mom, your auntie, and every chick on the block. No, I'm saying get with the guy that has some sort of experience and game when it comes to talking to women. That way he doesn't fidget over himself and he can at least go in there with some confidence. So yeah, it does boost our self-esteem the more women we rack up. And that's what y'all ladies like. Get with a virgin dude, you don't know what the fuck he doing. You're gonna get bored with him. Get with the guy that knows what he's doing. You're gonna stick around with him much longer. That's just the bottom line. That's just how women think. What do you think about it?
I definitely agree with that. And I was also going to say, oh, can you hear me? Because I had to take my earpiece off. I probably
loud and clear. I can hear you much better now. Thank you.
Thank you. So yeah, I was going to say because us women, it's easy for us to get sex, very easier, I think, than men. To me, it's kind of gross when a female is just out there like that. It's like, because it's so easy for us to get it, we shouldn't be so easily supplying it to everyone. This is why I don't like when women say, well, it's the same as a man and a woman. No, it really is not. It's not. I mean, all we have to do is just, you know what I'm saying, just step outside. Who wants to give me some peen? And we'll have men just line up. It's very pretty. It's easy for us, and because it is easy for us, to me, it's just gross when a female is just out there like that. It's like, of course, you were able to sleep with 100 men in a week. You have a vagina, and you are easy. This is not rocket science. This is not like really like a big deal. To me, it's not a big deal when women stack up bodies like that. It's easy for us to do that, but we shouldn't. It's not even sanitary. It's really gross. But that's my personal opinion. So it's not really the same when it's the women and the men. For men, it's not really that easy like it is for us girls. So I think because it is easy for us, we shouldn't just hand it out like that. It shouldn't be easily accessible. But that's my opinion.
Yeah, and that's a very good point. That is a very good point because that's something I've spoken on. Women can easily get some penis from a man. It doesn't take a lot of efforts for women to just go out there and rack up body. That's why we have no respect for women who do that. Like you said, as a woman, all you gotta do is just go outside, wear some sexy clothes, and just like that, men are gonna look at you and be like, she's not bad looking. I want to tap that. Ooh, I want to clap them cheeks. Because remember, as men, we are visual creatures. We go by what we see. We like what we see in a woman. So it's pretty easy for y'all to get that kind of attention. But for us men, we got to put in a lot of work. I can't just go outside in a freaking muscle shirt and some workout pants and have women flocking around me like I'm going to the gym. No, I can't do that. As an average looking man, we can't do that. Only a select few of women will actually want to sleep with us. So I can only get certain women to find me attractive, not the whole damn neighborhood like y'all could with the men. So it is not the same thing. That would be like somebody who works at a job looking to get promoted to a manager. Who are you going to get the job to the most? Who do you think deserves the job, the promotion? The person who put in all the work to help build the company and take it further? Or the person that just came in, clocked in, did no work, and felt like they want the promotion? If you give it to the latter, they're not going to respect that. Why? Because the latter person didn't put in any effort to get their promotion. So there's no honor in that. Same thing with y'all ladies, racking up all these bodies. Y'all rack up body count at the body count. There's no honor in that because y'all have to put in as much work as us men to get those men to sleep with you. Now, the real work comes in when it comes to keeping that man. That's where the real work comes in. You can get them, in bed for one night, but can you get them coming back over and over and over again? That's just how that works. Okay, Cynical One says more common for a dude to date a virgin than vice versa. Yeah, absolutely. Most men want a virgin woman. Now, if you're not a virgin, but you slept with at least, I don't know, two other men, that's not so bad. But word around the block is you got about 5 or 6 men that tap that at some point. That's a problem. But generally, we prefer women who are virgins because it shows that they're not that experienced and that they're pure. Unlike us men, where virginity is being perceived as being inexperienced, don't know how to handle a woman, can't hold down a relationship, stuff like that. Kind of like what we were told back in high school. So yeah, virginity for men is not the same as it is for women, but we need to stop equating the two. What do you think, Angela?
I actually agree, and I wanted to use this one experiment that I saw on YouTube. They had the thing where it was one man and one woman. So this one female would ask 100 dudes. She'll just randomly walk up to them and ask them to have sex with her. And all the men said sure. They didn't know her. She just came out of nowhere, and they all said yes, except for one dude. And then they walk up to women and him walk up.
You're going in and out. Hold on, you're going in and out.
Me now?
Yeah, try again. You were kind of going in and out.
And then they had the dude walk up to 100 random women and ask them to have sex with him, and all of them said no except for one. There was one female, she was ready to go. There was like a hotel that was across the street, but I saw that experiment and I realized that right there is proof that for men and women it's different. It's not easy and to get all the girls. This dude is not ugly. He would be what white girls would consider attractive, but still 99 women no and one Yes, but for the female who asked 100 dudes, all of them said yes, sure. And then there was one that said no, he was cool. And it just shows the difference easy it is for sex and no.
Okay, you kind of went in and out, but I understand what you were saying. So basically, the woman who asked 100 men would they have sex, all of them except that one said yes. But with the guy asked 100 women what they had when they had sex with him, all of them except one said no. So the guy got that one woman and I guess clapped them cheeks, while that woman got 100 plus men, got a bunch of men except for one to clap her cheeks. See what I mean? It's not the same. But like I said, it's quality over quantity. I don't care how many I get. If I can get one, that's good enough for me. So I say he got a pretty good deal. No pun intended, but he got a good raw deal out of it. And by the way, Angela, you were kind of going in and out, so kind of get that signal looked at. But
why it did that? But I walked from section 2, but that's what I was thinking about, that experiment and how easy it was for her compared to him. And the dude wasn't even ugly. He was actually good looking. So that should tell you something.
right, exactly. So it's not the same. But yeah. But right now, I want to pass the mic to what's his name, Spade Sparkling. What's going on, man? Spade Sparkling.
Hey, what's going on, Hustler and Muscler? What's going on, Angela? Hello, chat. Yeah, it's Spade Parkland. So yeah, thanks for having me up. So
not a problem. What's your take on this whole thing? Do you think 304 culture is winning? Yes, no, maybe?
No, they're not. And the reason why they're not, well, they're not winning. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say explain.
Well, what's going on is it's not that 304s are winning. It's just that women who don't identify as 304s are losing. So to kind of further explain that, with a 304, she's going to tell you up front what she wants. So she'll say, I want you to pay all my bills. I want you to give me this dollar amount per month. She's up front with what she wants. And then the man can be upfront with what he wants, and they can have a transactional situation. Whereas women who don't identify as 304s, a lot of them, they're not trying to cater to a man like a 304 would. A lot of women are kind of set in their ways. They believe that they don't need to have accountability. They don't need to change. They don't have to be virgins. They can have a high body count. They can do whatever they want to do. Whereas a 304, not saying the 304s are winning because they're not, but it's just that with a 304, because she wants to get something out of a man who may be her target, as far as something transactional, she's going to be okay with giving him what he wants as long as he gives her what she wants. Whereas a non-304 or a woman who doesn't identify as a 304, she's not going to do that. And you hear it online. A lot of women who don't identify as 304s, they say they want to be married, they want to be retired, they want to have all their bills paid, but they also want to flirt with other men. They also want to have a bunch of male friends who so happen to be ex-boyfriends or dudes that they're dealing with on the side. They want to be able to slide in DMs and have other dudes slide in their DMs. They don't want to have healthy boundaries. Your modern woman is all over the place. And basically what she wants to do is she wants to be a woman's version of a man. And it doesn't work because men will go to her and be like, okay, I see what you got going on. Here's what I want from you for us to get together. And she's like, no, I'm not budging. So it's not that the 304s are winning. It's just that the 304s are more upfront with what they want. And that's why they're getting married. Whereas the non-304 women, they have a lot going on with feminism, a lot going on with these patriarchy, hate groups, with the divesting. They have so much going on that takes them away from what they want. They're basically losing because they no longer know how to be ladies or how to be wife material.
I agree.
Okay. I agree and I kind of disagree. I agree with what you're saying because 304s are more upfront about what they want from a man as far as a transactional relationship, but that kind of tunes more into, I don't know, sex work or something. That's kind of what that goes to, like going to a strip club or a brothel or something. So yeah, they are
That's
very
what 304 is, though.
So what now?
Well, when you think about it, that's what a 304 is. A 304 is the calculator way of saying HOE. So HOE is a woman that uses her sexuality and body and trades it for something, whereas a woman who does not trade her body and sexuality for something is a tramp. So a 304 in a way is a sex worker. They're on OnlyFans, they're on polls, they're getting bust down in the back seat. They are sex workers or full service sex workers. Whereas the woman who is not a 304 or who doesn't identify as 304, rather, she may still dress like a 304, take pictures of herself online for attention and kind of look like a 304. You may have noticed that a lot of women are on Instagram. They're taking pictures with like short skirts and dresses, and they're showing off their panties. Yep. They're doing stuff and bending over to show you their butt cheeks. So they're giving the appearance of a 304 because they want the attention a 304 gets. But the problem is that when you approach her based off of how she carries herself, she's like, no, I want you to respect me as a lady. I want you to treat, I want to be a wife. I want to be a mom and this and that. And you're like, okay, for me to make you a wife, here's my list. She'll take your list and say, I'm not trying to be fit. I tried to lose weight. It didn't work for me. I'm not trying to be fit. As far as being friendly, I do have a wild mouth on me. So as long as you don't, piss me off, you're not going to hear my wild mouth. And as far as her being feminine, she'll be like, well, I grew up in the hood. I grew up in the ghetto. I am the way I am. I believe I'm feminine, and I'm not willing to take any classes or talk to any other women to be more feminine. So the non-304, she does not want to budge. However, the 304, she'll be like, okay, daddy, I want at least $5,000 a month. You want me to be more submissive? Got it. What do you mean by submissive? Teach me, daddy. Put me on, daddy. You know what I'm saying? She'll call you daddy. She'll even though it may be fake femininity, it's basically what a man would want in order to engage with her until he no longer wants to. Whereas the non-304, I mean, a lot of them are like 30, 40, 50 plus. They don't know how to get along with a man. They don't say what they mean. They have no problems dating married men. They have no problem being married and still being available, using YouTube as a dating app. The list goes on and on and on for the woman that does not identify as a 304. So I'm not saying that we should deal with 304s because that's a disaster waiting to happen. But what I will say is that 304s are not winning. They're never going to win, but they have the appearance of winning because the modern woman is racing to the bottom and doesn't want to get help from a man who wants to date her. She'd rather get help from Cynthia G, from Priscilla, from Shira 7, all these women that are about finessing men, not how to cater to a man so that he can reward you with marriage.
Okay. That I mean, everything you said kind of made sense, but I've always thought of it like, you said women who are not fit, they're not feminine, they're not very friendly, they grew up in the hood. That's usually how a lot of 304s grew up. So to say that they're non-304s, even though they don't engage in sex work, like being a streetwalker or being a stripper, I don't know. You could still be a 304 and not subscribe to that kind of stuff. I'm just saying. I understand what you're saying because if it's a transactional relationship, because I've gone to the strip club, so I know how that stuff go down. You make it rain for them, and they fulfill your little sexual fantasies. That's one kind of 304. But the ones where I'm talking about are the ones who work regular jobs, go to regular schools, have a regular everyday life, but outside of all that, they getting pumped and dumped by random men. I'm talking about those kind of women. So you kind of put them all into the same. You kind of broke them up into different categories, which which made sense in hindsight because
Well,
the women that work the streets it's one thing to work the streets, but I guess another thing to run the streets. Put it like that.
Well, that's why I say women who do not identify as 304. So H&M, to you may view a woman as a 304 based off of her behavior, based off her past, and based off her mindset. However, that same woman might say, no, I'm not a 304. My friend's a 304. I'm nothing like her, even though we're friends. I'm not
That's
a 304.
a red flag in of itself. I'm just saying.
Right. It is a red flag, but see, that's pretty much how it is. There's women who look like 304s, act like 304s, have the mindset of a 304, but they don't identify as a 304. So they still want to be married. They still want to be catered to. They still want to be loved, even though she will talk to you and tell you that she's single or single, but she's really referring to her marital status, not the fact that she doesn't have any dudes on rotation. That's why you have all this paternity fraud. That's why you have all these kids that are teenagers now talking about who's my real daddy because Paul in there said he's not my real dad. It's a lot of mess going on because women who didn't identify as 304s were doing 304 type stuff.
Oh, okay. Makes sense when you put it like that. I get it.
Yeah, it's deep because, I mean, imagine you meet a woman right now. You meet her at Walmart. She looks nice. You talk to her, you get her phone number, you chop it up with her. She talks a good game because she's been watching social media videos, including YouTube videos. She can talk a good game. She looks like a nice lady. She goes to church. But then when you get off the phone with her, she's going over to Tyrone's house getting bussed down. Right. So you see what I'm saying? So in her mind, she's doing what everybody does. So what's the big deal? Whereas you're like, okay, you told me you're single and you want a relationship, you want to be married, but you're getting bussed down. Well, okay, if you want me to stop getting bussed down, then let's get married. Let's say you decide to jump. Hold up. Let's say you decide to jump off the cliff and marry this woman and believe her. Well, I don't know if you've ever been married before, but for myself and other people who've been married, marriage does not change a man or a woman. If you're a hoe before you get married, you'll be a hoe afterwards. And that's the problem. Dudes are taking a chance. And then when they marry her, I'm going to say 8 months down the line, the same stuff that she was doing before she got married, she's doing after. But now you got to deal with divorce court. You got to deal with with family court and child support. You got to deal with a whole bunch of stuff. And the red flags were there, but the red flags were ignored. So it's a huge risk for men not to go off of what they see, not to vet properly, and to just simply trust someone who says, I'm not a 304, these other women are 304s, I'm not them. But then when you take a step back and you see how she moves and what she does, not only is she a 304, but she may be more of a 304 than the women that she claims not to be like. So it's a lot to unpack. And it's better safe than sorry, which I understand why people are getting passports and going for women who are younger. But to me, I think the best way to mitigate from being tricked and duped is to ask questions. And based off of the way that women answer the questions will determine what she's got going on. So if you ask a woman a bunch of questions and she's like, why are you asking me so many questions? Why are you playing detective? The other guys that I'm used to dealing with, they ain't asked all these questions. And she says in the past, she was always ran through. That right there is the reason why no one's asking you questions, is because they wanted to run through you.
Exactly. And go back to what Andrew Tate said in the video that I just showed you. We can sense a 304. We can tell that you possibly been ran through. They didn't ask because they probably already knew in the back of their minds, or they just didn't give a damn. I've seen that before. I met women that I suspected were ran through or got a body count of some type. I never asked because I really didn't give a damn. If you're attracted to me, let's make something happen. But other than that, I really don't care what you do. You ain't my girlfriend or my wife, so why do I care? And by the way, I haven't been married before, but Angela C up there, she's married, so she can probably tell you it can't change somebody. Ain't that right, my girl?
Yeah, true. True.
Yeah, religion can't change. Religion won't change someone. Money won't change someone. It just basically marriage, money, religion, all that stuff brings out who the person truly is, especially if, let's say, you're a woman and you start cooking for your man every night. He no longer has to make food himself or go out to eat. Well, now he has more time to do whatever he wants to do. So if he's a 304, he's going to have more time free to be the 304 that he's always wanted to be, instead of being bogged down with having to grocery shop, having to bog down with cooking and cleaning and stuff around the house or whatever. And the flip side of that, same thing for a woman. If you marry her, pay all the bills, including the ones she comes in with, be a father to her kids and adopt them, you sit her down, you retire her. Now she has less pressure and worry to go to work, to pay bills, to stress about stuff. She has more free time to do what she really wants to do, which is more than likely slide in DMs, talk to dudes that she normally wouldn't talk to, the Tupacs of the world, and maybe even get on a StreamYard after the live streams ended, hanging out on the StreamYard and conversing with people and just, basically using social media as a dating app. So it's a lot that goes on with the 304s. A lot of 304s don't know they're 304s, or they're in denial, or they're delusional. So I do agree that, they got to be vetted, and you got to think with your head, not your other head, and you got to focus on yourself instead of focus on getting women. Because in my opinion, what's messed we as men up historically is trying to collect them all like Pokemon, and that usually is at our own detriment. So yeah, thanks for having me up here. I got to go ahead and bounce. I'll come back again.
All right, not a problem. Excuse me, not a problem, man. I appreciate your input.
Thanks.
Okay. Well, that was informative. But like the man said, because I spoke on that before in the past, because I hate when I hear women say stuff like, well, give me a reason to be submissive. Give me a reason. I'll do it only for the right man. Put a ring on my finger and I'll do right. Like the man just said, marrying someone is not going to change anybody. Like the Bible says, you're my wife before I find you, not because I found you. In other words, come to the table already a wife. Same thing with the man. Come to the table already to be a husband. Okay, ain't nobody just gonna flip a switch now that y'all, got engaged or whatever. That just doesn't happen. I'm sorry, but that just does not happen like that. So the man makes a good point. But I hate when I have to hear that stuff. What do you think, Angela?
I agree. Just because you marry someone doesn't mean they're going to change, because they are who they are. So
yeah,
walking down the aisle doesn't mean that they're going to turn into this loving, understanding, loyal person. That's not how this goes.
No, it doesn't happen like that. Like if your husband, I'm not saying your husband is or anything, but if your husband was a worthless bum when you first met him, that ain't gonna change up when he put a ring on your finger. Same thing with you. You running the streets before he met you. That ain't gonna change up now that y'all married. That's how that goes,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, y'all gotta be sitting your traditional ways before all that go down. The only problem is it's hard to find somebody that's already sitting that ways. I think what some men and women tend to do, and that's probably why some of these 304s are getting married more so than the traditional ones, is because I guess men are just so caught up in how things are. They just say, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna accept it for what it is. Find me a chick that's been ran. Find me a woman. I don't care if she been ran through. I don't care how many kids she got. I'm bored. I'm horny. I'm tired of being single. I don't want to be by myself at 40 years old with nobody. 50, 60 years old, I don't have anybody. I'm just going to settle. Go back to the settling part. You have to settle. That's an L for the 304 and the L for the men that they choose to settle for. So yeah, that's kind of what it boils down to. These men just want to settle down with somebody. They're tired of being single. They're tired of not having anybody. So they'll take a chick for what it's worth. And if you're still there, Angela, I got another video to show you.
Sure.
Okay, fair use.
You and I both agree that men running through women is detrimental to our society.
Yes.
The argument that I would make is in years past, when there were stronger patriarchal structures over society, there were decreased rates of men running through women because we had greater amounts of tradition in society. This whole liberation thing that is intimately tied into feminism, I would say that feminism is largely to blame for so many women in our society getting run through, because earlier in the conversation, Destiny was making the point that nowadays we live in a society where a lot of women, both liberal and conservative alike, they want to go and build their careers and they want to go and enjoy their lives, and a big part of that enjoyment of their lives involves being free in their 20s. That thing that you dislike, that is a fruit of feminism.
Yeah.
And it's one of the things historically that patriarchy protected against, because traditionally speaking, it was a father's job to protect his daughter's virginity and her purity and all that kind of stuff. That's a good thing for society. This liberation stuff that's burning women is a fruit of feminism.
So what do you think about that one? I thought he was spot on.
Yeah, he was. He was spot on. I mean, ever since women have been allowed to do whatever it is that they want to do, it's like that's when things went down the spiral road. Like it seems like when the fathers were the ones choosing the husbands and doing it the traditional way, you didn't really have all these issues that you see today.
Yeah, that's a good point. Going back to the, you know, in some culture, they have what's called arranged marriages, where sometimes the father would choose a mate for the son and daughter, or sometimes both parents would just work something out and choose a mate for their, choose a future mate for their kids. Say what you will about how unauthentic that is, but at least looking at our society, you can see there's a method to their madness. So at this point, I can't even complain about cultures that sign on for that kind of stuff, you know. But like the man said, we have the patriarchal I can't get the word out. Patriarchal society, where the father was the head of the household, and you had plenty of male role models that protected their daughters from any kind of delinquency, any kind of bad stuff. But now that all that's been removed or whatever, the women can just roam free and do whatever they want to do. That's what's leading to the rise of promiscuous women. No fathers in the household is one of the common causes of it. A lot of these promiscuous women come from a single parent household with no fathers around. So that is a common cause of why we have so many loose women in our society, you know?
Mm-hmm. Agree.
Okay. Okay, let me show my next video. All right, hold on. Here we go. Okay, shout out to the Martin Man's Playbook. This one says, why plain Janes are getting chosen over pretty 304s. Oh, okay. So basically, why are average looking women getting chosen over the 304 type women? I can already think of reasons why, but I want to hear what this person has to say on the whole thing. All right, fair use. Hold on.
The edition of the Modern Men's Playbook, hosted by your boy Kevy Kev. We in the building, man, and today we're going to react to this young lady's TikTok video where she asked the question, why do men cuff the plain Jane?
Okay, this one says, why do men cuff the plain Jane females? I need answers. This whole video, I'm going to give y'all what y'all want. Okay.
Females. So we're going to listen to her question in full, and then we're going to return with my commentary.
I just want to say this because this really been on my mind lately. I have nothing against the plain Jane females.
Okay.
You know, and what I mean by that, like the females who doesn't go out, the female who doesn't like get their makeup done, the female who doesn't really get their hair done often. The plain Jane females, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't have nothing against y'all, but why is it so hard for us pretty girls to come across a decent guy? It just seems like all the guys, the good guys, always like cuff the plain Jane females.
Oh, I could tell you one reason why. Because those so-called plain Jane females carry themselves with some common decency and self-respect and don't need the attention of other men just to feel good about themselves. So you can be a pretty woman all you want to. At the end of the day, it's all about your presentation of who you are. And maybe they got better presentation, some of these 304s. Who knows? Let's hear what he has to say.
So what this young lady and a lot of modern women today do not understand is that women are classed into categories by men based on what they put out, what they do, and what their sexual history is.
Absolutely.
Very much similar to how women put men in classes. They got playboys, F-boys, sugar daddies, etc., etc.
Pookies and Ray Rays, the human ATM, the Mr. Fix-It, the free Uber taxi drivers, that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's a category for us men too. But anyways, fair use.
So there's a value in the various types of classifications of women, but some have more value than others. Some can have a higher asking price, if you will, or some, you know, are able to receive greater rewards on the back end based on their decisions on the front end. So what do I mean? A woman that she's talking about that's not a plain Jane, what she calls a pretty girl who invests into wigs, eyelashes, makeup, hair, nails, and they put a lot of emphasis on their outward appearance. Men understand that that is good for fun. It's good to show off when you got a really bad shorty on your arm and you go out to the spot or you hit the block and all your boys is outside. I don't know how
that's all she is eye candy, honestly.
I do it around the country, but in New York City, a lot of us, we post up during the summer months, spring months. So when you got a baddie on your arm, that look, you know what I'm saying? That look like you are official dude to a lot of the individuals in our community. However, when it comes to creating a family, when it comes to marrying a woman and intertwining your social and economic affairs with her, now you need a different criteria. See, what the plain Jane has is she's not relying on her appearance to attract men.
Exactly. She's more comfortable in her own skin. And plus, she has a lot more going for herself than just a beautiful face. What you think, Angela?
True. True for certain people. True for some.
Would you consider yourself?
Are attractive and they got things going for themselves, but I can see what he's talking about too.
All right, would you consider yourself a plain Jane? And nothing wrong with him.
A plain Jane, even though I've been told that I'm not a plain Jane.
Oh, okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, I mean, you got a husband and one child out the deal, so being a plain Jane worked for you. And when you stop and think about it, the same way she's complaining about how men would take a plain Jane over, you know, a pretty girl, we could ask women the same question. Why do they prefer Pookies and Ray Rays or the guys who got tattoos running the streets over the good men? You could ask that question too. Because it's kind of the opposite with us. The men who don't subscribe to all this running the streets and going clubbing, we don't get that kind of access to different women like that. But women will still choose them over the good man. But hey, it is what it is. Fair use.
What is she relying on then? Why would a man choose her to commit to for long spans of time? Potentially the rest of his life. Why would a man choose a woman who is not the most attractive woman? Because that woman has what we call virtues.
Exactly. Virtues. Not to mention morals and common decency. And that's what we go for. What she doesn't understand is men who want traditional relationships will gladly deal with the so-called pretty girl. But the men who want traditional relationships, I mean, men who don't want relationships will deal with the pretty girl, but the men who want relationships, they're going for the plain Janes. I mean, the pretty girl is all all fun for just a friends of benefits or F girl, but when it's time for him to settle down, he going for that plain Jane, the one that doesn't get around like that, because she's going to do him way more justice in terms of building a foundation together. That's bottom line. But anyways, fair use.
See, the pretty girl is superficial.
Correct.
So everything is about the outward appearance. And due to her superficiality, she is egotistical. She is arrogant. She is self-centered. Everything is about her. But the plain Jane, she wants a family. And the plain Jane makes sacrifices much like the men in families make sacrifices. And that is the only way that a marriage is functional. Women who consider themselves pretty girls, they're eaters, they're takers. They give nothing and they want everything.
AKA succubus, gold diggers, trappers. Yeah.
Whereas a woman who is a plain Jane, she has class. She has standards beyond, I'll do this, but this is my standard is you gotta spend $1,000, $5,000. That's not the kind of standards I'm talking about. I'm talking about she has a moral compass where she's not sexually promiscuous. So what can that plain Jane offer that pretty girl is not offering? Sexual exclusivity.
Right.
Okay. What is the plain Jane typically offering that the modern woman done up in makeup is not offering? True commitment. She's offering.
Exactly. She's gonna be for that one man and not for the whole doggone community. Again, the pretty girl may be good for a good time or two, but she's not gonna make a good long-term girlfriend, let alone a wife. That's just how that goes. But anyways, fair use.
True femininity. She's offering true companionship, because everything that she is not based on her outward appearance. Everything that the superficial quote unquote pretty girl is completely based off of her outward appearance. And looks fade. Men understand this. In the long term, that pretty girl that's 25 today, 10 years from now, she's 35. She might have put on 50 pounds. The plain Jane might put on weight too, but her other virtues, her other characteristics hold value that are not predicated upon her looks. So pretty.
Exactly. And that's the thing you got to understand. Well, Angie, you probably already understand this, but we may be young now, but someday we're going to be old, like in our 60s and 70s or whatever. And when you and your husband reach that age, y'all still going to see value in each other because you brought more to the table than just your sexy body. So yeah, you're not going to hit the wall in the same manner as these 304s are, because you're not giving your body to every single man out there. And plus you're not with a man just for sexual gratification. So because of that, you and your husband are still going to see value in each other, even when y'all grow old and y'all looks fade. That's just how that works. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I do. I think with the 304s, they kind of hit the wall a little faster than those that don't, move like that.
Yeah, I did a whole show talking about women hitting the wall. Go check that. I'm not sure if you saw that stream, but I did a whole show talking about women hitting the wall and what it truly is. You didn't see that one yet, did you?
I think I watched the beginning and then I wasn't able to watch the rest. But I will have to go back and watch it. But yeah, to me, a woman hitting the wall is not just her age. It's her being fertile, her looks. Like anything she has to offer a man, I'm not talking about money. I'm just talking about things that come natural. You know, I guess her being able to have children. Yeah, pretty much anything has to do with nature. If you know what I'm saying, especially if she doesn't age well.
Absolutely.
Pretty much. I mean, done. She's done.
Yeah, absolutely. And so basically, once your looks fade, your fertility fades, your level of your sex drive fades, you've hit the wall. but at least being in a healthy relationship, you and your man gonna both hit the wall, but y'all still gonna see value in each other because y'all went through some stuff together. Compare that to a man. Compare that to a woman who's 35, 36, 37, knocking on 40, and she just now meeting this guy for the first time, who's probably looking for someone younger, hotter, and sexier. That's not going to have the same vibe. A man you've been dealing with for some years is not going to be the same as a guy that you've been dealing with for some days or weeks at the age you're at now. It's not going to have the same vibe. I'm sorry. That's why older men want younger women, because they can vibe together and build something together, and they can go through something together, compared to that older woman who's already been through some stuff, already racked up a body, already stuck in her ways. So it's not going to be easy dealing with them, because, you know, the older we get, the more stuck in our ways we get. So how are we going to be able to build and teach each other something new if we can't even be open to listening to new things, you know?
Yeah, I do. I see. It's best to find your husband young. I don't know. To me, that's always been common sense. I don't really see the point in trying to look when you're older.
Yeah, but that's what feminists is telling y'all ladies. Find a husband later. Right now, focus on school and just living your best life. Whatever the hell I'm supposed to mean. But it's imperative to find the love of your life later. Now you might be thinking to yourself, well, what about men? Should men get married young? Don't they have a biological clock? The answer is no, we don't. A man could be 35, 40 years old and still have a high sex drive and still get women pregnant. I know a guy right now, 2 years older than he older than both of us, actually. Him and his wife about to have another baby. So so your husband can still get you pregnant even though he's older. Imagine y'all being 50-something years old, still having babies everywhere.
So I can't imagine giving birth at that age. Like, I don't know what's going on with these women. I'm gonna have a child old. Why? Who wants to have push a baby out that old? I know what it's like to have children. There's no way I'm doing that at an old age. No way. Oh.
I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying there's people that's doing that. I mean,
engrossing this feminist, they take things too far. It's like, no one is trying to do that. I'm sorry. You having babies in late 20s, probably early 30s, like the perfect time. I'm not pushing out no human at 56. That's insane.
Yeah. And keep in mind, young Brienne LaFace, shout out to her, just had her first child. Like, what was it, January of last year? Yeah, just had her first child, and she's only 31, so she did it at the right time. At the time, she was 31. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can't hear you. You kind of went in and out.
I said yes. I agree. I said. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, that's the way it needs to be. And look at Nelly and Ashanti. Ashanti 43, about to have a child. Ain't that something?
Mm-hmm. Hopefully it's a healthy pregnancy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because I was told that, I'm not sure how true this is, but I was told that as ladies, y'all fertility kind of wanes past 35 or whatever. So past 35, you can't, it's called what they call geriatric pregnancy, where you can't give birth to, after you give birth to a healthy child or slim to none. Is that true or not? I mean, it's possible, I guess, but how does that work exactly?
True. I guess from what I've I've heard. I haven't really looked it up. Yeah, there's a high possibility you'll have complications. The pregnancy might not even make it to term. Certain things that I heard, like the child might be born with certain defects or something like that.
I heard about that.
Risk. Older you do it. But, who wants to go through that? Not me.
Yeah, I feel you on that one. That's why I'm proud of you. By the way, your daughter is adorable. I can see a little picture right there. She's adorable. Look just like you.
Does look like me. It's funny because when she was smaller, she looked so much like her dad, and she got older, she looked like me, like she's my little mini me.
Uh-huh. You can say the same for Brienne, little baby. Look just like her too. Maybe got her father's eyes, I don't know. But she got Brienne's skin complexion. She might have her father's eyes, but I guess Brienne's skin complexion, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, fair use.
Girls are only in style for a period of time, right, where plain Jane has the longevity, like the image of Felicia Rashad. I believe that's her name from
Yep, Claire Huxtable from the Cosbys. Yes, that's her.
The Cosby Show. Like that, she has dignity, she has class, she has grace, intelligence. She has so many virtues that make her a catch. She's also willing to uplift and assist you. Pretty girl thing, uplift and assist you, man. If you ain't on, you shouldn't even be talking to me. You see what I'm saying? So the self-entitlement, it's like night and day. And so pretty girl is the girl you have fun with.
Yep.
Plain Jane girl, depending on her characteristics, virtues, and your personal preferences, she don't want to settle down with. Now, when men are in their quote unquote royal oak phase, they are sleeping with various different women, and that's the pretty girl phase. That's where you could just, that's whatever girl phase. But if you capable of bagging you pretty girls, that's the phase you running through them. But when you running through pretty girls, they all the same in the context that they're superficial and all for nothing other than sex.
Right. That's true.
And so you realize as you get older as a man, as you create more value in yourself, that you don't want to give that value to that plain Jane girl, superficial girl who just want to take you for child support and alimony and she don't really care about you. You rather go with the plain Jane girl who has genuine feelings for you, is going to raise your offspring with you, provide the support that a wife is supposed to provide. That's why she gets chosen, young lady.
Exactly. You're for play, she's for keep, in other words. Yeah.
And for all the ladies out there that may listen to this video, but gentlemen, like a wise pimp once said, don't choose the girl you like, choose the girl that like you. And I think,
okay, he said, don't choose the girl that you like, choose what likes you. Now, I've heard that before in the past myself, but I think the misconception is by choosing a woman that like you, you're basically settling. And we talked about how settling can be an L if not done correctly. So I don't know about all that. I don't know about that. Just go for the female that likes me. In other words, what if I don't like her? Then what? So I've always had an issue with that old saying. What was that wise pimp talking about when he said that? Go for the one that likes you. What if I don't like her? What if I'm not attracted to her? Then what? I'm not about to just settle, but anyways, fair use.
That's kind of reminiscent of the plain Jane girl. You can't be like a woman who's always trying to get greater and greater in terms of, appearance and looks and da-da-da-da. These modern women, they care more about looks almost more than they do money nowadays. Mm-hmm. But you cannot be like her. You have to plan for longevity. And so as long as she's attractive to you, she ain't got to be a dime. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. Do you got to be the most gorgeous man on earth? No.
We can't.
Not to the plain Jane. Maybe to the pretty girl you do, but to the plain Jane you don't.
Right.
And so Focus on women's virtue and characteristics over their looks. I'm not saying go with the ugliest woman or a woman that's unattractive to you. What I'm saying is decrease your standard of looks to increase your standards in terms of characteristics, virtues, cooperation, agreeableness, etc. So fellas, man, I just wanted to put that on your brains real quick. Break down this video.
Okay. Well, that was the end of the video. What you thought about that? He made some good points, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Okay. Anything else you want to add before I bring up this next video?
No.
Okay. You're not. Did I catch you at a bad time? Hopefully, I didn't.
Oh, no. Sorry. No, you didn't. You go to the next video.
So what now?
No, I said no. I said you can go to the next video.
Okay. All right. And before I play this one, let me say shout out to Taylor Moore because god damn, she be spitting nothing but facts. Here's one. Fair you.
If you are sexually active and you know that you have an STD, then you need to inform people of that. Because when you don't, and you infect that person, you are changing their life forever, and they are making a decision that they do not know. Like, this shit is going to change the rest of my life. And there's nothing I can do. And I'm embarrassed. And I'm humiliated, and I feel so stupid. I feel so stupid for letting someone take advantage of me in a moment of weakness. But I did not consent to this. And I'm going to get justice for myself.
Now, I know a lot of people are going to take this differently, but I'm very realistic when it comes to situations like this, and I'm trying my best not to be disrespectful and to come at this in a respectful way. But it's very hard for me to sympathize with a lot of women in today's generation because all everybody keeps doing on social media is telling y'all to stop being promiscuous. We keep saying, you guys, stop having hella bodies, stop doing OF, stop doing sex work, stop doing all this type of stuff. Yes, things like this happen. They're inevitable. I apologize it happened to you. But if you cared so much about your safety and you cared so much about your well-being and you cared so much about all the things that can possibly happen to your body, you would make these men get tested before even going up inside them sugar walls. On top of that, wouldn't you be having these men strapped up if you cared so much about your own safety? I don't think a lot of people understand this, and this is me coming from a realistic standpoint. Nobody owes you anything in this world. It's the same thing as dating somebody. Nobody has to tell you, hey girl, I'm talking to 600 people. They don't have to tell you that. They choose to. So just like someone isn't going to tell you, hey, I have a ST, you know what? You have to just assume they have it. And I know that this sounds bad, but trust nobody. Nobody, especially if you're starting to just deal with somebody. You've known this dude for less than 6 months, but you're going to let him up inside you. The reason why I can't sympathize with this is the crying and say you're going to get justice and all this stuff. But it's not that, you guys. If you would have sat there like a grown adult, told this man, hey, I like you, you're attractive, I do want to sleep with you because you're two consenting adults. I need you to get tested before you're even up inside this. If he's going to say no, get mad, act crazy, there's your answer. But instead, you guys let these guys hit how quick and you don't even know them? So I'm sorry, y'all. This to me can be avoided if you guys start caring about your body. Stop sleeping with these men. Stop letting them have access to your bodies. It's simple.
Wow. And shout out to Tay Tay, my baby. She looks so good in her heyday. Yeah. So I guess that woman had sex with some dude, come to find out he had an STD, and now she's crying about the whole thing. Ain't that something? Oof.
I have no sympathy. Sorry.
I can't. I don't want to. I mean, I don't want to sound cruel either because I know STDs is a serious thing. But come on, this is what happens if y'all talk about 304 culture is winning. But then when shit like this happens, it's like, oh boy, why do we fight for this? I mean, like Tay just said, if you're gonna sleep, let somebody hit it. You better protect not only yourself, but make sure he's protected. Make sure he ain't got no STDs. Make sure you don't have any STDs. But you know, when you perpetuate this 304 culture, they're gonna say, my body, my choice. I'm gonna do whatever I want. He can't tell me anything. Yada yada yada. Because I'm pretty sure even if he had suggested that she get tested, she would have said, "Don't tell me what to do. That's massaging. That's controlling." So I'm not sure how that would have gone down either way. But I don't know. What you think?
Yeah. But the thing is that people want to do what they want to do. And I'm not sure what's going through their head, but they think that every single person that they're going to sleep with is going to be honest. And I'm not sure what planet that they're living on. You don't live in where every single human being is going to be honest with you. Yeah, I slept with 600 people. I got 4 STDs. Everybody's not going to be. So all this.
Right. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
First, I don't have sympathy for these people. I'm not sure what they're thinking. It's like I don't know. They just all annoy me. It's like, oh well, everybody knows if you're out there like that, you already know you're gonna probably catch something eventually. You're not gonna bypass that. People want to do what they want to do, but they don't want consequences. They just want to do what they want to do. And that's that. Like, no, that's not the world that we live in. That's not even reality. Reality is if you're out there like that, you already know eventually you're going to burn. You're going to catch something at some point in time. There's just no way that you are not. And being out there like that and assuming that everybody you get in contact with is going to be honest is so stupid to me. It's like, what? Right. So every single person you get in contact with is going to be honest about their body count and their status. Seriously, like you don't even know this person to even come to that conclusion that they're going to be honest with you. Like this is, it's just stupid. People are dead set on doing what they want to do. They don't care. And then they start crying. I don't care about her tears. I don't care that she got STD. I don't care. Oh, well, I don't at all.
Yeah. I get where you're coming from. Again, it's horrible, but shoot, you know what? Like I said, you play dumb games, you're gonna win dumb prizes. Okay.
They're so silly. I remember I heard. I don't watch them anymore. It's been years, but I don't know if you heard of them. The Young Turks, Anna.
Young Turks, Anna.
Yeah, they're called the Young Turks. But one of the hosts, Anna, I remember she did this video. She was like, "You got to be honest with people about what you have." And I remember watching that. I'm thinking, but everybody's not going to be honest with you. There's 7 billion people on this planet. You think all 7 billion people got the same trait of honesty? Like, are you people serious? They're so dead on being sluts. It's like they, I don't know. It's like I just can't put it into words. It's just stupid at this point, where they just think that everybody's just going to be honest. Like they want to stick around to the point where they're willing to risk it and then try to guilt trip the person that wasn't honest. No, I'm sorry. Just like this TT girl said, it's up to you to protect yourself and not and to not assume. You cannot assume this person's going to be honest. It's not up to them to protect you. It's up to you. So if you don't protect yourself, oh well. I'm serious. I don't have any feelings. I don't care. I just don't.
Yeah, I agree. And you said the Young Turks. I don't see no Young Turks. What were they? Like Music group?
They are a left liberal media. And Anna, I remember she got upset because she felt like every single person you have sex with should be honest. And it's like, first of all, you shouldn't be out there like that in the first place. That's what you should be saying. Not, do what you want to do, but whoever you have sex with, they should be honest. Like, no, stop being out there like that. Everybody's not going to be honest with you. Like, are we really this stupid? It's people, I'm telling you, it's crazy.
Okay. I'm trying to look up Young Turks to see what you were talking about. What was it exactly? A political movement?
Yeah, so they're basically they are the liberal left media. So they support anything Democrat, and they're the Republicans. And I guess a story came out. I think some woman had sex with a dude and he gave her AIDS, and she didn't find out until afterwards, but she had sex with this strange man who she didn't know without protection. And then she wants to warn people about him and how he should have told her, no, you hadn't been having sex with this strange man without a condom in the first place. You didn't get him tested. You didn't vet him. You're just out there having sex with him. You didn't know him. And you didn't know him to know if he's honest. I was like, I'm sorry, no, you're not getting no sympathy over here. And Anna's argument was about, well, anybody you get in contact with should be honest. No, I don't expect everybody who I come across to be honest. People need to get that through their thick skull. You don't live in that world. We don't live in the world where everybody's honest. No, it's up to you to quit whoring around and having sex with random dudes, and then you went to find out that you got an STD later. That's your responsibility.
Right. Oh yeah, that's a good point. I've never heard of the Young Turks or whatever, but
This reminded me to that particular show that I watched, but I had eventually I unsubscribed from them. They just get on my nerves.
I mean, from what I'm seeing, it's like a news commentary show on YouTube.
Where they talk about politics and stuff like that.
I never heard of this one. Okay, been around since February of 2002. That was 20 years ago. YouTube didn't exist back then, but okay.
Yeah, it's something I had a flashback because I remember them having that subject matter just like this, and
Yes, I was
but
on YouTube.
serious. And I remember thinking, who told you to have sex with this random stranger? People are having sex with random strangers with no condoms, and it's like, what? It's like, what are we doing? Like, I'm not to expect this to come from this. Like, you're not over here, 'cause especially people that's our age and older, we know better. We come from the era where they had like AIDS commercial, AIDS this, AIDS that. It's like the freaking AIDS scare. If you remember that, I do. The whole HIV thing, STD thing is like, you know what I'm saying? They had stress condoms. I just feel like people our age and older should know better. So if somebody our age and older, I'm like, well, you guys already know. I'm not sure what's going on with this new generation. They're just stupid, but sorry, people get no sympathy from it. I have no care in the world. Like, okay.
Yeah, that's a good point. My God, oh man. So, but yeah, I mean, I can't preach that enough about being responsible with your seed or whatever, and women being responsible with their womb. I talk about that all the time. Not only are you increasing the odds of you getting yourself, well, as a woman, increasing the odds of getting yourself pregnant, but at the same time, both of y'all are increasing the odds of catching something from the other person. So I can't stress protection enough. Every woman I ever slept with, I wore protections. I don't know where her cooch been at and who's been in it. So I ain't taking no chances in finding out. So I'm definitely gonna wrap. I've always wrapped it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And here's another video also by Tay Tay. Let's see what she has to say. Fair use, fair use.
I just want to say something because I feel like a lot of men have came across a lot of the same type of women, but I'm letting you know now, if you come across a woman like me, I'm traditional, y'all. I was raised by grandparents. I understand my role to cook, clean, suck and fuck, make him cream and scream. So do you know what I want in return? A man who's traditional, provides, and loves and cherishes me. If you come to me and you're trying to talk to me, please understand, I reciprocate energy. You give me caca basura, I'm not gonna fuck with you. You know why? Because I'm not a girl who chases thugs and men who are toxic and treat me like shit. I grew up with a great grandfather, okay? A great one. My dad gives me great advice. I am a woman to be courted. I don't sleep on the first night. I don't fuck around with dudes, and I'm not a hoe. You might think that because I stick my tongue out, I have a tongue ring, or I'm tatted up. But again, stop judging people because of the way that they look, because I was raised right. And if you get used to these type of skanky women, you're going to mess up your chance on women like me because you want to be too nasty too soon. Get it together, man, or you lose a woman like me.
Wow. Again, shout out to Tay Tay. She's a marvel. I think Swag got a part 2 interview coming up with her soon. But yeah, she makes a good point there. I mean, you can't look at every female that's all tatted up and got, you know, jewelry on as being some 304 for the streets. Now, I will say this, though, because of the culture we live in, it's pretty easy to mistake those women for 304. That's all we see on social media. That's all we see in the real world. Now, I'm not one to think that every female that's got some tattoos here or there, or she wears sexy clothes is a 304. I'm not going to say that, but it may be the first thing that's going to come to some guys' mind when they see that, given the culture we live in. You ain't got to dress like a damn nun all the time, but hey, just be aware of how you carry yourself in public so people don't get the wrong idea about you. It's kind of like how y'all ladies see us men in baggy pants. First thing you want to think of, oh, we thugs, we hoodlums, that kind of thing. What do you think?
I agree with her, and then I disagree. I do agree. You can't always judge a book by its cover, always, right? But then when you have the vast majority, you know, that dude, right? The chicks with a tattoo on their chest, and it seems like the vast majority of them do move in a certain way. It's kind of hard not to judge them. Do you know what I mean? In that way,
Yeah.
any that move in a certain way, it's kind of hard not to when most of them are forced or they are a certain type of female. You can't say don't judge when it's very hard not to. It is. I could
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
like a nun, right? And they, you know what I'm saying? And they're not out in the streets like, oh, okay, you assume, you know what I'm saying? You assume based off what is out there by high numbers. So that's why I agree with her, but then at the same time, I disagree.
Okay, so you kind of agree and you disagree, right?
Right.
Okay, that's kind of what I was thinking. I mean, the tattoos ain't half bad looking, but I guess when we see women looking like Tay Tay, for example, the first thing we're going, well, I'm not going to know what to think, but you know, my default setting would be, nah, she's just like all these other chicks on the streets, just looking for attention, yada, yada, yada. But I guess when I get to talk to her, I see, wow, she's different. And again, I saw the interview she did with Swag a few months ago. So she kind of confirms that she's not those type of women. She done been through, I'm not going to put her business out there, but she done been through some stuff. So, and she bounced back from it. That's all well and good coming from people like us who may know Tay Tay from around the way. But what about people who don't know her? You got to consider those aspects. So I kind of see what you're saying. I mean, how you present yourself to the public it's gonna be I mean, people are gonna judge you based on how you present yourself to the public. After all, so you got tattoos someplace, yes, they're gonna look at that and be like, "What kind of chick is this?" Until you open your mouth and be like, "Okay," and then he'd be like, "Okay, so you're not like all the others. My bad." So you got to kind of don't put yourself out there to be judged in that manner. I mean, like if you saw me walk around with my pants hanging off my ass, you would think I was another Pookie and Ray Ray. Until you find out I work at an airport. I'm a brown belt in self-defense, and I go to the gym once a week. So bottom line, I'm a well-rounded person despite my pants hanging off my ass. But I guess I put myself in that position to be judged because a majority of men who run the streets look like that. So I kind of see where you're coming from, right? Angie?
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying. So you're just pretty much saying, well, men are not going to know. They're probably just going to assume based off the other woman that they ran into with the same image until they hear her speak.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, that's true. Because if you run into like 50 women with a star tattoo, but that star tattoo is supposed to represent her being I don't know, some female that had a train around her. I'm just making something up. So the star tattoo means she had a train around her, and then he runs to another female with a star tattoo, and he assumes, oh, she got that star tattoo. We can understand why he assume or judge, but then when he finds out that's not what that tattoo means, you know what I mean? He said, oh, okay, so I had made a mistake, but he won't find that out until she opens her mouth and tells him. Kind of
Yeah.
like the chest,
Go ahead.
females with a chest tattoo, they got a bad rep. It's just, I don't know, something about them chest tattoos, just a no-no.
Yeah. I don't see that. Well, I guess some people can do it and get away with it, but the chest tattoo is a bit excessive. No offense to Tay-Tay, but the chest tattoo is a bit excessive in my eyes. I mean, if it's on your arm or your leg, okay, but on your chest, I don't know. I mean, I see guys with tattoos on their abdomens. I don't see the point in that.
Yeah, I totally agree. I don't know. Some of the chicks with the chest tattoos is just it screams right here. But that's
But
just
then
mine.
again, I never really care for tattoos. Maybe that's just me. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I guess sometimes you got to watch how you present yourself, because people gonna look at the chest tattoo, look at certain things about you, and just assume the worst until you give them the best. And some guys won't even give you a chance to speak. They'll just be like, I ain't dealing with this chick. She easy. I can get at her. So some people won't even give you the benefit of the doubt like that. Now, granted, I'm not the most judgmental person in the world. I prefer giving people a chance until they give me a reason to think otherwise. But everybody doesn't think like you and me, so hey.
Yeah. I think a lot of people do think like this, because I've heard some dudes say, if she has a chest tattoo, run.
I've heard that too. Well, if she got a tattoo that's not something, becoming, like, a tattoo dedicated to a dead family member, or it's a butterfly or something, then you run. If she got a dragon tattoo on her arm, well, that may cause concern, but it's not too much of a red flag. But if she got too many tattoos, that's a problem. They say that there's signs of trauma of some type.
Yeah.
Again, I don't judge anybody for wearing tattoos. I just don't give a damn about tattoos. But it's just something that other people are gonna notice,
That's true.
Okay, hold on a sec. Hold on. Okay, I got one more video to show on my phone. I'm gonna play one more video on the computer before I close up. Okay, bear with me here. Okay, fair use, fair use. Look at this. A man about to marry his wife, and look what happens.
This man caught his girlfriend cheating on him right before their wedding and even recorded it, and instead of calling off the wedding, he played the video in front of everyone's family at the wedding.
Everyone, thank you for coming on this wonderful occasion, on this wedding day. I really do thank you for coming here. To my groomsmen, thank you for always being there for me. And baby, I love you. I truly love you. There's one thing I wanted to talk to you about, but I couldn't figure out the words to express it. So I figured the best way to bring it up to you would be to show you.
What? What the hell? Oh my God! What the? Oh hell no!
Oh, was he in the right? Leave a like and follow to never get cheated on.
Hey, it is what it is. Has she not been cheating? He would never did what he did. Oh well.
Hell no, to the no, no, no. Hell to the no, hell to the no, to the no, 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 no. Hell no, no, to the no.
I saw this video.
My bad, Ange. My bad. I had to throw that in there. What were you saying?
Saw this. I think I saw this like a couple months ago. I saw it. I was like, wow. Oh well. At least he found out before the wedding, so now he doesn't have to waste, his time with her and find out later, and then there's drama. Just move on.
Mm-hmm. Ain't that about something? I mean, that's pretty clever. So during the ceremony, instead of just calling it off, he just showed footage of her on the little tiny screen of her kissing some other man. I'm like, that is savage. That is just savage. And y'all say 304s are winning? Oh man. Okay, hold on. Okay, I got one more video to show, and this is pretty similar to the one you just saw down there. Hopefully I ain't got no more to show off. I think that's all of them, yeah. Yep, I didn't show them all. Okay, here's another one. And I'm pretty sure you heard about this one. This one, well, shout out to Reality Check. This one says the bride went on her knees on seeing Moses Bliss, whoever that is, performing at her wedding day.
Oh Lord, this chick is crazy.
Oh, you saw this one already.
Yes, she was doing the absolute most. I would have left out of that wedding, and there wouldn't be no sign, no papers, nothing. I'm gone. I'm out. Seriously.
Right. All right, let's see what happens. Fair use, fair use. Wow. Seriously? My God.
I get doing way too much. I don't care who it is. I don't understand celebrity worship. I never understood it. It's stupid. But she's doing too much. It's like, stop. Just stop. He's a man that knows how to sing. He's famous, but who cares? I would have left that ceremony, and there is no way that relationship would have went any further than that point on. She was doing the most.
Exactly. And you know what's funny? When that video was originally posted, you had people in the comments that were saying stuff like, you know, justify her behavior, saying stuff like, oh, well, this is a natural reaction. She's in front of her favorite singer. I guess it was her favorite singer or whatever. And people would just justify her behavior by saying this is natural. You know, she just met a famous singer and there's nothing wrong with it. Are you serious? First of all, you have no business hugging some other man at your doggone wedding. First of all, you had no business hugging some celebrity like that because you're at a wedding and not a freaking concert. Second of all, you're about to get married to another man and you're doing this bullshit. I don't believe it, man. I got two words for her and anybody else who supports her ratchet ass behavior.
Emotional damage.
That's what that is. But man, she was just doing too damn much.
Way too much.
And granted, some people actually did call out her behavior. Don't get me wrong, but it was just not enough. It was just not enough, you know, with that.
Yep. She was just too much. Did anybody find out what the husband do afterwards?
I have no idea.
Right, because the husband looked embarrassed. Like he was trying to calm her down. Embarrassed, like, stop it. And she wouldn't stop. It's like, no, you already know. She's not the one. At all.
Nah. And I remember a guy once told me one time, if you're going to pick a woman, don't choose a groupie or a woman that used to be a groupie. Okay, I have reason to believe that's kind of what that woman was. The way she was acting like a damn groupie. Because chances are she's going to get around somebody famous, whether it be YouTube famous or just celebrity famous, music industry famous, whatever. And he's going to be all up in that person's face and won't be able to contain herself. So no doubt that woman was just a former groupie when you stop and think about it.
Right.
So yeah, that is, oh man. And some people were actually supporting her bad behavior. I'm like, and y'all wonder why niggas don't want to get married these days. Y'all support BS like this, and y'all wonder why dudes don't want to get married today in this day and age. So yeah, it's all messed up. Our 304 is truly winning. Have to look at it. Well, if dude went on with the ceremony anyway, that's an L for his ass. Definitely. She probably don't won at that case.
Oh, from the looks of it, it looks like it's the ceremony after they walk down the aisle. So they had already went
Oh, so it wasn't during the wedding. It wasn't during the actual wedding, like, you know, say your vows, say I do, whatever.
Right. So you had the ceremony after you walked down Oh, so that's what that was. That was the little reception party thing. But we don't know if he signed those papers yet, because some people will sign the papers before the wedding, or they'll sign it afterwards.
I say sign it afterwards. And you know, you've been married for some years. I guess you know how that stuff goes. I'm proud of you.
Right.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, who am I to doubt you? You've been married for some years, so who am I to doubt you? You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, and y'all wonder about people that want to get married today. It's mind blowing, but it is what it is. I'm like, wow, I'm at the 3-hour mark. All right. Looks like we are at the 3-hour mark. So any final thoughts, Angela C? You think 304 or any your thoughts on anything? You think 304 culture is truly winning? Yes, no, maybe.
No, the vast majority are not winning. So then the answer is no, they're not. I'm so tired of hearing people say they're winning and they're not winning. Even the ones they try to claim are winning, you find out they're not winning at all. You know what I mean? And these, you know what I'm saying, the little videos and pictures they post, and you know what I'm saying, it's all lies. So it's like we see this constantly, that most of these females lie about their life, about their income, or we hear about them going to jail for fraud or blah, 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 blah. But most of them are not. In fact, I had wanted to mention the OnlyFans thing. I think they said only 1% of those females are actually getting money, and then everybody else is still broke. Like they don't really get that much. So if you really look at all of this, are they really winning? The answer is no. So why even put that out there, that information out there, to make it seem like they are when they aren't? Unless you're trying to influence the younger girls to follow behind them. I don't see any other reason for them to lie like this, unless they're trying to make it, you know what I'm saying, make it look glamorous for the next generation of young girls. But my answer is no, they're not at all. So yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense to me, because that was just ridiculous. Oh man. Because some people argue that 304s get the traditional treatments that traditional women should get. They're the ones getting married, starting families or whatever. So of course they feel like they're winning. But like you said, they're not winning. That's not a majority of them. You got some women out here that are slipping through the cracks, but those don't last very long anyway. And when they do go on, it's always chaotic. I hear story after story after story of men being cheated on, or women being cheated on, or toxic relationship, the toxic relationship. So it don't last that long, honestly, when you stop and think about it.
Right.
But yeah, I honestly don't think that they're winning either, because they like I said, they're simply settling. The few that are getting married, like you said, they're just dealing with men that they never really wanted. And now those men are just, I guess they're stuck in a rut with them. They're the ones paying their bills. They're the ones doing this, that, and the third. They're the ones, they're the ones trying to cater to this woman while she can reap the benefits of having a husband, while at the same time get with other men. That's just what they're doing. Okay, shout out to Killer Swag. Get that bag. He don't care about them price. Taz, what's good, my guy? Glad you could join us. Angela, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. Yeah, we about to close up in a few minutes, man. So you got something to say on this topic, you better come up here now within the next, 20 minutes or so. You got anything to add to this topic? Do you think 304s are winning? Yes or no, or maybe? No. Oh, what was you saying, Angela?
Oh, nothing. Nothing. I wasn't saying anything.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's just how I feel about the whole, 304 culture. Even if they're not winning per se, they're getting what they want. He said, "Nah, I'm cool. I'm just on my way home from work." Oh, okay. Well, thanks for the support anyway, Swag. But like I said, these 304s are getting what they want, the lifestyle or whatever that they want, but they're getting it in a dishonorable manner. So I can't even call that a victory per se. After all, getting what you want through deceitfulness and getting what you want through, manipulation is not so much a win. I mean, we talk about stuff like paternity fraud, where somebody pretend like you get pregnant by a man, you go home to your boyfriend or husband saying this is your child, and now he starts taking care of a kid, only to find out years later that that's not his child. Is that an L for her or L for him?
An L for who? I'm sorry, I missed it. You asked me, is it L for the guy to be with a 304 or the 304?
And no, I'm just saying, if a woman commits paternity fraud, who's at an L for, the man or the woman, or both of them? Okay, that's what they do.
Fortunately, it's more of an L on the man, only because let's just say we found out she lied about who the father is and she committed paternity fraud. They still gonna make him pay child support, and all the stress and time wasted and the time he went to court, you know what I'm saying? All of the legal fees, he's not gonna get any of that back. So unfortunately for the man, it's a loss on his end more than so hers.
Yeah, that's true. And that's something you gotta think about too. Even if you find out the child ain't his, they still gonna, and from what I understand, even when she's exposed as, even when she's exposed as committing paternity fraud, he still gotta pay child support. That makes absolutely no sense. Even though that makes no sense, because what you need to do is find an actual biological father and make him pay child support. But I hear in some states, that's what they do. You may not be the father, but they still putting you on child support for the next couple of years or so. That sucks. But yeah, oh man, that is crazy. Anything else you want to add, my girl?
Nope, that's it. And I'm gonna step down and join the chat. But you have a good night.
All right, you too. Don't forget, that's my Cash App, and here's my Instagram if you want to support your boy. Nice talking to you as always. I can always count on you in Cynical.
All right, cool.
All right, take care, my lady. Take care. What an interesting show. What an interesting show, as always. So, what are my final thoughts on this whole thing? Oh, Swag want to answer. He said 304s are winning when it comes to instant gratification, but in the long run, they lose big time. Exactly. That's my point I was trying to make earlier. I mean, 304s may get what they want financially, sexually, and all that kind of fancy stuff superficially, but at the end of the day, they're going to lose in the long run. They're not winning in the long run. Because when they're 30-something years old, ran through, no man checking for them, then they don't know what the fuck to do, right? You sure you don't want to come up in this and talk about this? I mean, it's up to you, Swag. I'm about to close out in the next, 10 minutes or so. But I'll give you some time to get yourself situated if you need to. But I appreciate that take on it, because you're right. They're getting instant gratification, but at the ending of the day, they're not going to win. And like I said, they're getting what they want, but they're doing it through deceitfulness, manipulation, and dishonesty. And like I said, winning without honor is just not winning. It's the same thing as losing. So that's why I say 304s are losing, because they're winning without any honor. They rather dishonor themselves or dishonor those around them just to get what they want. It's kind of like you going to your job, going for a promotion, but you want to sabotage everybody else just so you can get the promotion. You're just going to dishonor those around you just to get what you want. Even if you get what you want, you didn't deserve it. At the end of the day, you only get what you deserve, not so much what you want. That's just how that works. Oh, damn, my bad. But yeah, that's my final thoughts on this whole thing. And the best way, and we need to put a stop to 304 culture, because to me personally, I mean, the other people I feel like are winning from 304 culture are the people who are financially benefiting from it. We all know Big Daddy government is benefiting from it, you know, convincing women to buy this, buy that. Women are the biggest spenders by convincing women they can raise kids all by themselves and live off of their government assistance. That's a W for the government. People that are supporting these women through child support, alimony, and whatever government assistance, that's a W for the people funding this stuff. Yeah, it's it. Oh, that's why I said I'm good tonight, but maybe the next show I might hop on if I'm not busy. All right. Well, salute to you, homie. Salute to you. I'm getting a little tired myself, but it's cool that you came by to watch some of the show. But it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. So yeah, the only people that I feel are going to win because of 304 culture are the government. The state is definitely going to win. People who benefit from 304 culture, whether it be strippers of the strip clubs, whether it be people who run brothels or whorehouses or just low-key pimps, they're benefiting more so from 304 culture than average people like us. So you could say that's a win for them too. But the 304s as a whole is not going to win in the long run. Because when the government get tired of supporting their asses, the streets get tired of dealing with their asses, the Pookies and the Ray Rays are tired of dealing with them, the strip club, they too old for the goddamn strip clubs or whatever, and too old to be out in the streets, they gonna be damaged goods at some point. So the 304s themselves are gonna be the ones losing in the long run. Yeah. Yes, Killer Swag said 304 culture will never disappear as long as there are dudes like the guy who dropped a big bag on Ruby Rose OnlyFans. I don't know who the hell Ruby Rose is, but she has an OnlyFans page. And how much did he drop on her damn page? Oh, welcome back, Angela C. Thank you. It was a great stream. Yeah. Who is Ruby Rose, by the way? Her name sounds familiar, but I don't know what the hell she looked like. And that's a good point. As long as we got shit, as long as social media exists, I can't see 304 culture disappearing anytime soon. I'm gonna post it on my community tab or on the Discord. Oh, okay. Because I heard of Ruby Rose, but I don't know who she is. Never heard of her. I heard the name, but I don't know who she is. Like, what did she do besides this OnlyFans bullshit? But man, that's something else. Anybody want to speak their piece there, feel free to come up. I'm finna shut down in a few minutes, but anybody want to speak their piece on this topic, you better do it now before I close my panel down. Link is still right here. Okay, give me. Oh, she's a rapper. Okay. Yeah, figures. Ain't they all in the music industry doing something crazy? You're not gonna find too many female rappers today that ain't into something crazy. And by the way, if she's a rapper, don't you think she got more than enough money to support herself? Why is she on OnlyFans? I don't get it. Maybe she ain't made an album in so long. Who knows? But it is what it is. Oh my gosh. Yeah. But like my man said, as long as we got social media gaslighting these women, as long as we got, you know, as long as we got these feminists gaslighting these women, telling them what they want to hear just to make them lives miserable, and as long as we don't have older women educating the younger ones, but instead want to sabotage them so they can end up in the same predicaments they were once in, we are not going to get better as a people. I'm sorry. We're just not going to get better as a people until we start doing better. Those of us who contribute to the problem need to do better. And it's our ladies who started this bullshit, so it's their job to fix this bullshit. So yeah, 304 culture was started by women, and now it's losing. It's not going to work out in anyone's favor in the long run. I can tell you that right now. It is not going to work out in anyone's favor. Oh, what's up, Mella? Damn, you're late. How you doing, Mella? Long time no see. I think your moderators ought to speak with you. What about my moderators? What they do? Well, Mella, you're kind of late, but I guess I got some time. Hit the link and let's talk about this. What do you think? You think 304 culture is winning? Yes, no, maybe. I'll give some time to think about that. And what did my moderators do, by the way? I don't have any moderators besides Killer Swag, but it is what it is. Oh, Nightbot. Oh God, not that again. Let me go deal with Nightbot real quick. Jesus Christ, I thought I kicked them off once. I'm not a moderator. Why should I join the conference? Oh, come on, that's how you're gonna beat Mella? You're not a moderator. What they gotta do with anything? Well, I can make you one. Once I figure out how. I'm not a moderator. Why should I join the conversation? You was on my last panel talking to me. So what's stopping you now, my lady? You said Nightbot probably timed her out. Oh, great. Not again. It ain't one thing, it's another. Well, I guess I can't do it from here. He said, no, I didn't do anything. He said, no, it didn't do anything. Now I'm just saying maybe in the old show. Oh, in that old show. I thought you meant it timed Mella out. I'm like, the Nightbot's not even up here. Because I think I got rid of that Nightbot on my last show because it wouldn't act right, but it is what. Mella, if you're still back there, you can still come up, moderator or no moderator. I still got love for you. Better do it now in the next 5 minutes before I have to close my show up. Yeah. You said I joined the show and I'm not mad. I'm not a mod. Okay. Don't worry about that. Mella just being petty. She know damn well she can come on my show anytime. She just being petty. She said she joined the show. I'm not a moderator. Mella just being petty, Angela. Don't mind her. I don't know what her problem is today. She said, have at it, Angela. See, no, Angela was already up here. Now it's your turn. Wow. Well, you figured out while I give my last final thoughts. But yeah, 304 culture may not be winning as we think it is. I mean, sure, some of them are getting married. Some of them are getting the benefits of being single. I mean, being in a relationship while reaping the benefits of being single, but that's not a majority of 304s. Some of these chicks can get a man, but they have a hard time keeping said man. Yeah, I know you're late, but better late than never, right? Some of these chicks have a hard time keeping a man. They can get a man in bed, but they have a hard time keeping that man around. So yeah, not all of them are winning. And these hoes out here getting married and stuff like that, they're going to be thrown into a life of chaos because they got to deal with a husband who's not going to tolerate her 304 behavior, which, by the way, falls on the husband because he's the one that controls access to marriages, access to relationships, and you can't just give it to a reckless person. I mean, you saw the video of that man whose wife was all hugged up with that female singer, which was just the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. First of all, you're not at a goddamn concert. And second of all, you're at a wedding getting married to some other dude. So why are you acting like that? Why? This is what happens when you try to marry a 304. This is what happens when you don't vet people properly. And from what I understand, that was the the post-wedding ceremony or something like that. The post-wedding reception, as Angela C called it. Yes, I know you're late, but better late than never. But this is what happens when you wife up these kinds of women. But that's not the majority of them. So again, I agree that they're not winning. And if you got to resort to using and if you got to resort to using shit like OnlyFans just to make ends meet and get male attention, I can't even call that a victory, because again, you're asking men to pay you for their time, to pay you to show sexy pictures of yourself. I can't call that a win per se. Yes, you're getting money in your pocket, but what good is all that money going to do you if you're getting it through underhand means? What good is all that going to do at the end of the day? It just ain't going to work. You must be real desperate for some attention, not to mention financial gain, if you go into OnlyFans doing shit like that. Seriously. I'm seeing celebrities resorting to OnlyFans now. I'm like, wow, that's a L. Your message is, instead of working a 9-to-5 job or trying to make yourself famous in some honorable fashion, you rather just resort to sex work. In that case, be a goddamn stripper. Is there some dignity behind that? I don't judge exotic dancers as harshly, but still, nobody's going to judge a stripper as harshly as an OnlyFans model. At least that way I'm going to get physical, actual fantasies and not some freaking virtual fantasies. That's just the way that goes. But yeah, we got to do better, people. We got to do better. Well, I guess Mella doesn't want to come up. It's up to her. But anyways, let me give my shout out. First shout out goes to Angela C. How you be? You are Discord's top tier MVP. My next shout out goes to Sensei Cole. She's unpredictable and always at her pentacle. My next shout out goes to Mella. Got something to tell ya. I want to be your number one fella. Yeah. And finally, a special shout out goes to Killer Swag. Get that bag. You don't care about them price tags. That's right. Yes. Thank you everybody for tuning into my show. This is Hustler and Muscular, also known as HNM, dropping some gems, stomping harder than a pair of Timbs. That's how
Do it.
As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize it's nothing left. Cause I've been brassing and laughing so long that even my mama thinks that my mind is gone. But I ain't never cost a man that didn't deserve it. Be we treated like a pro, you know that's unheard of. You better watch how you're talking and where you're walking, or you and your homies might be lying and junk. I really hate the joke, but I gotta love. As they cope, I see myself in the pistol smoke pools. I'm the kind of G that let the homies wanna be like on my knees in the night, saying prayers in the sheet line.
Been spending most our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Been spending most our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Been spending most our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Been spending most our lives living in the gangster's paradise.
Took out the situation and they got me facing. I can't ever know it. I was raised by the shit, so I gotta be there with the little team. Too much Stella bitch and watch it got me chasing jeans. I'm an educated fool with money on my mind. Got my tin in my hand and the cream in my eye. I'm for loped out cakes to set, chip and bacon. And my homies is down, so don't arouse my acres. Fool, that bang like nothing but a heartbeat away. I'm there but like do it down. What can I say? I'm 23 now, but will I let the see 24 the way they just going? I don't know.
Tell me why are we so blind to see that the one we hurt are you and me? Been spending most our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Been spending most our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Been spending most our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Been spending most our lives living in the gangster's paradise.
Power at the muddy, bunny in the flower. Bennett after me, power after hour. Everybody's ready, but I may look at this going on in the kitchen. But I don't know what's shaking. They say I got the learn, but nobody's here to teach me. If they can't understand it, how can they teach me? I guess they can't, I guess they won't, I guess they fuck. That's why I don't want like designers are full.
Been spending most our lives living in the gangster's